2022 GSL Season 2. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the GSL. We had a little 2-week hiatus. We are here to wrap up this week in the round of 10.
Yeah, it's been a while. And we do have some strange things happening to the schedule right now. Unfortunately, some players, as you may have heard, did end up catching some coronavirus, including Maru and DRG. So they're going to be playing online here tonight, which made it so that we can't have a studio audience. A big sorry to anyone who tried to come down.
Yeah, it's too bad. We even had to turn some guys away at the door of the building. At least I did when I was on my way in here. Unfortunately, we can't have an audience here today. I don't think that's going to last for very long, but it seems like after DreamHack, a lot of people, or at least here, are infected. So, hopefully, and we'll have more updates about Thursday as well. Nothing set in stone yet. If I had to guess, I'd say probably not going to have anybody in there, but anybody here in the studio, but we'll see.
Yeah, unsure as of right now.
So we have 2 players today who are playing. They have COVID. They're playing from home. Yep. I think, is this the first time we've ever had anybody play from home?
No, Solar
really?
had to do it before.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Not our first rodeo here then, but unusual at least for us over here at GSL.
Yeah. And, it sucks, but it is what it is, and hopefully they can still play some good games. We don't know exactly how sick they are. That's really hard to tell. But obviously, if you're really, really sick and you're just trying your best online, you're probably not going to do that well. So I guess we'll see from their results how they might be feeling.
Yeah, we may have some upsets here, with our players who are ill, unable to perform as well as they would have liked. But who knows? They might be able to power through it. Regardless, man, the show must go on. And that's what we're doing here today. So we've got 3 players in the studio, 2 playing from home. And that'll become apparent as the show goes on here when you see the different backdrops for each of the players.
Yeah. And Maru, of course, was absolutely dominating, looked ridiculous in the first week of Group A. We'll see if he's able to carry that on. DRG doing well as well. Sue is looking pretty rough, though. We're not holding a lot of hope for him right now, are we?
Not really. He looked very lackluster. Everybody's in a different form here. The game's been around for long enough now that we can basically see players, at their highs and at their lows as well. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, it just didn't seem like Sue really had what it took. We'll see if he can make a U-turn with that here today, but I think it's pretty unlikely.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. Now, taking a look at what we have for our matches, very, very exciting to open up DRG against Hero. We'll see if DRG has anything special planned for Hero's crazy PvZ style that everyone's been having a hard time against.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to explore here. It does seem like Hero is very much so on the cutting edge. DRG also, not looking terrible, but not looking as strong either here.
Yeah,
I had to say.
It's for the guy who eliminated Rogue, you expect a lot out of him, right?
Yeah, but each of these matchups, they are different beasts you have to tackle. And so we're going to be going now into this match here to begin to wind up Group A. Once we're done with today's games, we're going to know exactly who survives Group A and who's going home. Speaking of home, you can see DRG in the bedroom.
Tasteless, I got to tell you, the mattress on the floor, it's a great touch. This is how I would be living if I was not married. 100%. Buying a bed is for fools, okay? The mattress, just put it on the floor.
It's
perfect.
Work. It's comfy. It's fine. You're low to the ground.
That's
cool
the important part, Tasteless.
Hot air rises, Artosis.
Yeah.
It's very hot here in Seoul. You stay on the ground. Mm-hmm. It's cooler. DRG does not stream, does he? I don't think he does.
He has streamed before.
Yeah, but I don't think he does it now. Or
well,
if he does, then
today,
I didn't follow him.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Today it's the biggest stream he's ever done. And so, as you can see, Hero here in the studio. There's DRG, a little bit of cough, a little bit of protein spikes coming out there.
protein spikes.
That's right, little COVID protein spikes coming out. Looking for more people to infect. Hero currently testing negative. We're hoping DRG can perform well. Obviously, he is playing sick. He's playing under the weather. Anyways, guys, we're going to go to this best of 3 on Berlingrad to start this evening off.
Team NV, DRG.
No camera zoom there.
No. Nice blinds, though. I think we can all agree with that.
Dude, those are the right type of blinds.
Those are the right type of
Dragon
blinds.
What's it
Phoenix
called? Venetian
Gaming.
blinds, right?
Hero.
I believe it's called Venetian
Yeah.
blinds. I think
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
correct. Keep the sunlight out.
They're the best ones, man. You just do the little twirl and the little rod thing.
Yeah. Need
Open 'em or
some sunlight,
close 'em.
no problem.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want a lot of sunlight and you just pull that string,
Yeah.
take it all the way up. But then when it's gamer time, dude, push that a little bit,
Oh,
close that
you're-
up.
You better believe that.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's a lot better than the blinds in my house. The blinds in my house are like these garbage, like high quality paper or whatever. And what they're held up with
Oh, I
are
think I know
these
what you're
like
talking
little
about.
metal hooky things. And I actually haven't used my blinds now on one of my windows in like behind my computer. I have 2 windows, right? And one of them, and because this one doesn't work, I don't use the other one. But I haven't used it now in over a year because the last time I used it, the thing came out of the ceiling, like the little screw
It just
hole is
pulled
like
right out.
stripped, and yeah, and getting it back up there is like, Tasteless, let me tell you something, man. I would rather go get a root canal than put that back up there again. It was such a pain in my ass.
Does DRG currently live in Busan, or is he up in Seoul nowadays?
Oh, I don't think he lives in Busan. I think the only player that actually lives down south is Gumio.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. I would imagine, man, if you got tested positive for COVID after coming back and then had to get all the way down to Busan, how does that even work? Don't they test you?
Well, no.
Everybody-
You don't get tested when you get into the country anymore. They stopped that, if you recall. When we came back, we didn't get tested. He probably just felt sick and took a test.
Oh,
That's how it goes.
right.
Like, remember, yeah. you have to-
I've done 2 trips. One was where I had to be tested upon arriving,
Yeah.
and then a few months later we had a gig in Orlando. And that's right. I guess we had to be tested before the flight.
Yeah.
Oh, and he is playing from Busan.
Okay. There you go.
So, production just informed us. It's a rough trip all the way back there if you're sick like
Well, I
that.
could kind of tell by the room, right? Like that's
That would look like
definitely
a Busan
style
apartment right
room,
there.
Yeah.
So,
We use beds in Seoul.
our beds have legs on them.
Yeah.
In this game, again, if you haven't watched much of this season, there's been some very exciting developments coming from Hero in this matchup. He has been playing a very active style, getting oracles, but then getting a lot of stalkers and expanding, matching the Zergon bases, keeping a lot of
Getting
pressure.
more Tasteless.
Yeah, well, eventually getting more, putting pressure on, and then basically out expanding them.
I hope he goes for that. Like, I mean, this is kind of the style that everyone's excited about. It really freshens up this matchup. And the thing is, PvZ goes through phases where it's like it becomes this sky toss turtle fest, and everyone in the whole earth gets bored of that eventually. You know what I mean? It's
probably some of the least exciting StarCraft 2.
well,
I had to be
it's
honest.
like once you add the thing of Stargate and start the 3rd Void Ray, you're invincible until like the end of the
well,
game.
it becomes a single-player game for a lot of it.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping to see that out of here. I think we will as well. No one is really shown a way that looks like it's not strong, you know?
Okay, so the Oracle's going to come in here, try to do a little bit of damage. But we really want to watch as the 3rd Nexus continues development here. Is that Twilight Council going to come down? Is Blink going to be made? It seems like Hero has really figured out a way to approach the matchup that, honestly, we didn't see a lot of the other Protoss players really mess with. I guess we saw Creator do it once or twice, right? He had one build where he opened with that.
And there's some Hero-inspired play, I think, as well. We saw Zoun do something that was like Hero-inspired, I think.
But it does seem like he has the big handle on this.
Well, it certainly is. Like, he's been working on it for more than just this season, that's for sure. So, Yeah, we'll see in a moment here. Like, he has his third Nexus coming in. Ooh, he's warping a couple Stalkers tasteless. That definitely points towards it.
Yeah.
Here's the Forge, and we should be seeing the Twilight.
Yeah, I think
If
that
he makes
Twilight's-
a Robo, my head will explode. 100% is Twilight.
I think that Twilight's just around the corner here.
There it is.
Yeah.
Just down the street.
And so, I
You can
mean,
see it from my front door.
yeah, as long as your Venetian blinds are open. So, this is cool. This is, out of all the matchups, I've been, for this season, the most excited about this one. And I kind of want to see, how far can Hero go.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that, like, Zergs are just winning everything. They have been for years now, okay? That's no secret.
But Maru almost won DreamHack.
Yeah, Maru almost won.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, if you have a really good play versus Zerg, you have a real shot at winning, whether you're Protoss or Terran, an entire championship, because you will have to go through a Zerg, whether it's the finals or the semifinals. There's just too much Zerg dominance. So to be good against Zerg is probably the most important thing to be a champion. And with something this innovative, this cool, this different, that's a lot of promise here for Hero.
I do have to say that I like DRG's approach here so far. Like, I really like to see plus melee against something like this. Now, we don't know exactly if this is going to end up working super well for him. Is he going to go Bane with this? Is he just trying to utilize this because it's against Stargate play? I think he's probably mostly prepared to play against exactly what Hero's showing us. And look at this, right? So it's plus melee attack, and there is the Baneling Nest kind of lined up with that layer a little bit so that he can get Baneling speed. And, against, like, gateway units, against Blink, Stalker, and a bunch of Zealots, he always ends up making Zealots and tries to come in from the side. I like the approach.
Yeah. Looks like we have an attempted run in here. Hero's been pretty on top this entire season about making sure that Lynx don't just get to abuse him. DRG, by the way, taking the fourth base here on this map. It's over at 6 o'clock for DRG. Pretty hard location to attack into. And the creep spread overall here is very, very good. Now, that can change with the style of play that we've seen used on this map. Let's also keep in mind that it's a very quick fourth for the Protoss, too. That's a big feature of the build order, is you're kind of barely safe for most of the game, and then you just start to build and mount more pressure over time. And, the thing about Stalkers is, like, if you control them very well, you're probably going to trade better than the Zerg can. Whoa, all right. Kind of a funny moment to go for the 2 queens. I wasn't really anticipating that.
I don't think that was the plan going in, but he saw them and was like, you know what, this is fine.
Yeah,
and
what you can get.
He's flying through, getting info and stuff during all this as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind the calls here.
One thing to remember that we saw in the past with this is that the Stalkers would sort of escort the Stalkers around the map. So the Stalkers would blink away, and if the Zerg ever really committed, the Stalkers would then turn on their little laser beams and gun down.
Oh, you mean the Oracles?
Did I say? I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
You said the Stalkers are like bringing the Stalkers around the map. I'm like, yeah, they do work together.
Sorry, there's a tumor pushing on my brain right now. What I meant to say was the Oracles would escort the Stalkers. If the Stalkers do get pinned, the Oracles gun down everything that's surrounding him.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. Like, he's used his Oracles pretty heavily, but hasn't made any additional ones. And I was wondering if he was going to add a few more of those in. Now, he is producing 4 probes at a time, so, like, exploding that economy. Charge and +2 are on the way. 2-1 is going to be on the way here for DRG, which is going to be really, really big. Like, especially he gets that +2 melee. That is a huge upgrade for one-shotting probes with those Banes. Yeah, like, we are getting exactly into it, but it does feel to me like DRG has a bit more thought put into how to play against this than anyone else that we've seen so far.
Yeah, well, he definitely had some time to think about it, over the trip in Spain and everything. And obviously, weeks are really a lot of time for players to try to adapt to new styles. That's important to note here as well. Big run-in over here with the Lings, but again, a superior trade, especially with that ending blink there, to catch those Lings.
Coming up here once again. Look at this, adding double Robo, and well, I'm thinking it's going to be Colossus tech, but we don't know 100%. Like, maybe he does want to get some, well, is it Colossus or is it Disruptor, right? Like, against this many Lings, Colossus feels a bit better, but you never know. I mean, Disruptors go very well with Blink Stalkers. A lot of Banes, a lot of Lings being made right now.
Yeah.
DRG's about to have a very serious army.
Yeah, DRG might actually be able to fight this here. Yeah. I don't see the rest of the Protoss army here. He gets to surround again. I don't see Oracles helping to to save these. Not that I think they would have made the biggest difference with the sheer number of lings that are actually here. Honestly, so far for DRG, not bad at all. Actually, banelings are morphing like right here in plain sight. And
that's cute, yeah. Not a bad idea.
You know what? He's going to get one, so this baneling shouldn't actually do anything.
No.
When I saw that Stalker first fire, I thought there's no way in a million years that Stalker can clean that up. But
well, you were right.
Yeah.
All right, well, the baneling's rolling in now. He does have that +2 just about to finish. It's too bad. A little bit of an anti-timing, I guess.
Yeah.
But still gets a few. Like, there are so many Zerglings out on the map right now.
It does seem like DRG has prevented Hero from doing what he wanted to do, which is try to control the map. And now, from here, it seems like DRG is going to get this base in a counterattack. That's going to force a little bit of a base trade-ish situation here on the map. I mean, he's going to be coming down now.
DRG's being really efficient with taking out these bases, though. Like, it's mostly just Zerglings running in and killing everything. Now, this is a pretty big jump upon these morphing banelings. They do pop out and deal some okay damage, but still the army of Hero very strong right there.
Yeah, where does this actually end? Keep in mind, you know, most of the Banes have detonated. It's just Lings, Stalkers, and Disruptors. Am I wrong about this? I feel like the Protoss just has a better army.
Okay, he has a better army, but everything is being killed. DRG, in fact, targeting down onto the Nexuses. Like, maybe he does one of these turtle plays where you make a bunch of spines up the ramp or something, but, I mean, there's Disruptors out here as well. Okay, he gets rid of the Nexus. The warping occurs. He's going to kill those Stalkers.
It's kind of a weird number to recall back here.
It's quite a base trade that we're seeing here. Look at this, 86 probes killed. Oh my god, that's insane. That might be the highest number we've ever seen on that tab.
Hero has 0 workers. He does not have the money, or he does have the money.
Dude, he doesn't have a
He doesn't have a probe,
Nexus.
he can't make Nexus again.
And it seems as if DRG has won.
Yeah. I guess the answer might be just keep making more Lings. That's it. DRG takes game 1.
It was a macro Ling build, and he did a great job with some of these attacks. A couple things. Hero didn't really wall. Like, normally part of his play is to wall. Now, Berlingrad is going to be a little bit harder than some of the other maps to, like, wall off the side expansions. But that was very well done by DRG. Now, here's the question. Did DRG just force the world back into Void Rays?
Yeah, that's... Well, it's funny, because we saw what Hero was doing earlier. It's like, oh, that's so cool. Why didn't we see that before? And, you know, how did Zerg stop that? And then you see just Ling stop it. It's like, oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe the answer is so simple that, you know, digging deep for a really complicated solution wasn't actually the play at all.
Yeah.
Now we got to see exactly where Game 2 is going to go. Does Hero want to try that style again? And if so, how does DRG behave? Is it just Lings? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm excited. Wow.
I came for war.
Team NV, DRG. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Hero.
Get your Tums, Artosis. Saw that happen. Artosis pulled out a Ziploc bag of Tums to try to take one, and then dropped it, and they spilled on the ground. And this is the closest I've ever seen to the version of Artosis as Sonic being hit and losing all of his rings.
Yeah. Bit too much caffeine for me today, actually.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have had that second
A
coffee.
little acidic. I'm going with green tea lately.
Yeah.
If I have too much coffee while I do this, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, that happens as I get older, man. It's I remember, like, back when we were first in Korea, we'd sit at coffee shops, and, like, there was this one called Seven Monkeys where it was dollar refills on Americanos.
Yeah.
Americano, guys, is just espresso shots
Ice
with water.
Americano. Yeah.
and we would sit there and drink 3, 4 of them right in a row.
It was like it was happy hour or something.
Yeah,
we were
it
like,
was.
yeah, we
We
can get a
just
bunch of these and
endless-
it's cheap.
Endless coffee. And like drink, it was unbelievable how much. And nowadays, when I have the same coffee, it's a coin flip whether I get heartburn.
Yeah.
It's
For me,
just
it's
like-
either heartburn or I have a crippling anxiety over nothing. I'm like, why do I feel like I'm going to die? Oh, I had a second cup of coffee. Okay.
Yeah. It's weird how things change.
So, Cybernetics Core are going to finish up. I mean, this is going to get a bit repetitious with Hero PVZs, but he was bringing that new style. And it does start with a Stargate, a third Nexus, and then a Citadel.
Yeah.
So we want to kind of watch for that.
A few things. Again, we didn't have walls that we normally see from Hero. He did try to go into Disruptor, which was an interesting call there. Maybe we either saw Zoun or Creator do like basically that. I think it might have been Zoun. So that could be something that like he was like, oh, that's a nice thing to add into this, but actually this was not Roach heavy at all. So maybe that was well, I think for sure that was a mistake. Disruptor's just not as good in that circumstance. But also, not as many Oracles. We saw, was it Rogue, who was trying to go a little bit more Ling heavy against him, and he made like I want to say like 7 Oracles that game. Do you remember that one on
Yeah.
Blackburn? But yeah, I think that after that game, like, I don't believe that game was telling about the strategy or the series necessarily. Like, DRG
Yeah.
obviously is better prepared here, and even if Hero counters that strategy a little bit better, that doesn't mean DRG is just going to lose. Like, DRG had big econ, he had good creep spread, he had a good amount of bases. Like,
I think so.
This was not some sort of all-in, right? This wasn't a Ragnarok play.
Well, it did seem like, having a little bit less tech stuff, a little bit less roaches. I mean, having some Banes, but basically enough to just get rid of the Zealots. That does appear to be a better play, right? To just power up so many Lings.
I liked it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could see its real power where the engagement would start, the Stalkers would blink away, but he had enough to still get up and surround them,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's important to have those amounts of units where, like, you can actually punish Hero for being too far out on the map. Because if you can't punish and he can always get away, then mistakes can't really be made, right?
Yeah.
If your opponent can always retreat, that's an issue. Like, they have real control in a game like that.
Okay, so the Oracles are going to come through, try to snipe some workers. Again, we saw, this is kind of crazy.
Oh my
Crazy
God.
moves from Hero. He actually gets both out, which is wild.
Dude, wow.
Let's point out, though, the Hero's Oracles were gone down last game. I don't know if it would have made a huge difference if the Lings came in and he had like 5 or 6 Oracles to kill more Lings.
I think so, yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's a huge amount of damage output.
But also, Hero had some weird moves here, too. This, by the way, could also be jet lag related. I can't talk today. Jet lag related. We got a sick Hero, maybe a sick DRG, maybe a tired Hero, but he had some weird plays back there, like when he tried to recall back enough Stalkers to lose a fight against the Lings. I'm like, well, I don't know what the
Didn't seem optimal.
play with that is.
But look at this. This seems to be a little bit of a mind game counterplay here, right? He's making it look the same, but he's actually going Glaives,
Yeah.
and there's no Roach Warren, right? Like, DRG's playing very similarly. He just started the Roach Warren, but without Banelings or Roaches, guess what these Glaved Adepts are going to do to those 6 Lings? Like, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, is it bad for the Zerg when there's more Adepts than there are Zerglings Artosis?
It can be.
Can be.
But how many queens do you have?
Yeah, that's the
Because
weird
he's only
question.
got 7 queens. I just saw him shake his head. He's like, uh-oh, 7
Yeah.
queens is not going to do it against this.
A good splitting of damage there. Only 1 Adept's been killed so far. Now, he's in the thick of it here in the main. This is a lot of queens ready to try to preempt this fight.
Dude, Hero's wrecking him.
Yeah, he's going to lose every single queen at this rate.
This was a very good counterplay. Like, DRG was basically doing the same thing that we saw in the previous game.
Yeah.
And Hero is punishing him for it super, super, super hard. So,
Yeah.
very smart change here.
Yeah, good intuitive play here to just kind of come in and do this punish. Now, the attack upgrade's going to finish. I don't think that's going to have the largest impact in the world here in this game. He'll go ahead and kill off that Evo chamber.
Yeah, cancels that shade as well. Just killing anything that goes by at this point. Plenty of gates on the way to blink and +1 attack. A lot of Lings being made by DRG, but I mean, this situation is it's feeling pretty hopeless at this point.
Yeah.
Down goes the Ro.10. All right, so DRG does come up to defend finally here.
Yeah, it's going to be, what, one Adept to shade away and then get surrounded. Now, 6 more gates are coming. We've got Adepts, we've got Stalkers as well. And a really flattened tech here for DRG. He's going to have to remake the Ro.10. Obviously, that remakes very quickly. But, you know, development has really been kind of beaten down here. Same style as before, by the way. Later on, with gateways kind of out in the front being used as big wall-ins. I think trying to, you know, negate the power of those link counterattacks.
Yeah, like the wall-ins are going to be very helpful because you just down the amount of places that they can actually hit into. A ton of gateways have been made at this point. The 4 bases are up. Hero's up at 70 workers. Looking healthy, looking really good for him. And still has some Adepts in here too, which actually will be very useful.
Okay, he's coming down now. He's going to come in here for the second big engage. Charge is going to finish in a little bit here. It's not done yet. He will snipe the spine. You know, is this enough links to really do that much? I don't feel like it. Again, these oracles are really handy, whether it's with attacking or just kind of laying these stasis wards here to punish. I think this is over, man. We're going to be going into game 3 here. This is tied up 1-1.
All right. So that was a pretty big punish on DRG's idea from before. DRG's going to have to look out for that, but that's hard to even scout, right? Like, he focused very heavily as soon as his Oracle came out, he killed off the Overlord. There's not a lot of scouting that DRG can do after that, so to check whether it's Glaives or not, it's almost as if Hero showed him, oh, you were kind of blind countering my build previously. You still need to play safe. You still need that Ro.10 a bit early in case of Adepts.
Okay, so DRG, you know, really being reminded that he's got to be very vigilant about what Hero's going to do. Hero is totally comfortable mixing it up at the drop of a hat. And that's exactly what happened there on Hardwire. I don't think that was a premeditated build, you know, before the best of 3 started. I think he realized, oh, okay, you're trying to hard counter me. I'll just hard counter your hard counter. Yeah,
he just threw a little change into his actual strategy, and it did wonders for him.
All right, guys, game 3. Let's go.
I came for war.
Team NV, DRG. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Hero.
All right. I'm excited. This little bit of back and forth, a little bit of mind games, a little bit of countering going on.
Yeah, I guess the question is for Hero, what's next? It did seem like DRG pretty aptly shut down what Hero wanted to do in game 1, but maybe there were some things that Hero could have done better. It did seem like Hero wasn't bringing his very, very best in game 1.
It seemed like he wasn't reacting too heavily to what he was seeing. And he got himself, it feels like he got his head on his shoulders for game 2 very, very well. You know, when you have the Oracles out, you kind of have more active scouting than Zerg, and you can kind of bend around and fix what you're doing to counter them a bit better. And I think as long as he's really kind of playing with some attention to detail there when the Oracle's around, he can, you know, figure out how to make sure that DRG does not catch him off guard like game 1.
So that's Cybernetics Core. We got to wait for that to finish. And I assume, again, probably another Stargate play. The pylon up in the main here for Hero. It looks like a spot that's, you know, a comfortable location for a Stargate to go. But yeah, I think that tech transition there from Hero was pretty smart in game 2. Kind of blindsiding him with those Adepts. And then actually, you know, and it wasn't just an Adept all in. He did the Adept timing attack. And then we go back, and he's already got Stalkers with Blink, and he goes into the same style as before, and this time with just like a crushing performance. It's also possible, now that we're in Game 3, there's a third fork in the build.
Oh, it could be.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, once you start doing, well, first off, it's like overall he has this general strategy, right?
Right.
And I'm sure that he has a few different ways that he can wiggle it around to make it work better against different things, and it just makes sense to have multiple ways to get into it. You know,
Right.
it's like, okay, well, this way I can open just oracles. This way, you know, maybe well, we saw he went into glaives that time, right? But not sure exactly how many different ones he'll have.
Keep in mind, there's actually one more PvZ for Hero today as well. He's going up against Sue for match 9 in the group. So,
Yeah.
although I do feel like DRG is a bigger threat to Hero than Sue is.
Yeah, I would
and I
agree.
would say Hero is probably, if you had to power rank them, I'd put him ahead of both of them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, nice pick off there on the tumor. By the way, this Stargate, imagine what the Stargate looks like in your head. Is it touching the ground?
No,
Is there like a
in
little
my
peg?
head it's not. No.
You don't
It
think there's like a
floats.
little peg that... Okay, so it just floats?
You think it floats?
So why doesn't like anti-air attacks hit it?
Well, it's like StarCraft 1 Vulture. That like also hovers, right?
Okay.
Now the question that I have is why can't I just push it a little bit like it's a balloon?
Well, if it's actually floating, why can't I burrow movement roaches under it?
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's not anchored.
That'd be a really good place to hide roaches inside
Yeah.
the main.
Imagine that being part of a wall. Just go right under.
I think
Not an
that's.
issue.
I guess a pylon floats too, doesn't it?
I think it does
It's
actually.
not like got a pole underneath it. It's
Yeah, I think it does. I think you're right. And anything that floats should be movable.
feels like it, right?
Yeah, of course. Otherwise, it's not floating. What the hell are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Look,
Okay.
I'm just telling you how this is destroying me when I'm watching it. You know, like
it's ruining my immersion experience.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to believe I'm watching space battles, but I'm like, wait, you can't burrow movement under that building? That doesn't make any sense.
I can't even watch this anymore. Zealot Legs started here. This is not the same build at all. Charge,
Yeah,
Robo.
yeah.
I mean, we're going in a very different direction this time around. And, you know, I get it, especially from Hero. He's saying, well, you know, my bread and butter PvZ isn't working so far, but I've got quite a range of builds. He's actually getting a lot of drones, by the way, more than I was expecting.
Yeah, his oracles are doing all right for sure. That +1 melee is on the way here still. Baneling Nest has been started. Okay, so the Baneling Nest this game is timed out a little bit quicker. So I think that this might be his nod towards the Adepts catching him, right?
Yeah.
Because you can defend him a lot better with Ling Bane than just Ling. Just Ling, you don't really defend them.
If you catch them with Ling Bane, you win the fight outright.
Yeah, basically, if you keep your queens closer to the third, like wherever their entry point is, and then have the Banes near the ramp into the main, like generally that's where the shade runs out, right? And then they can't finish their shade if the Banes are there. So it's, yeah, it feels like he's a bit more prepared, and with the amount of gates being added with this charge build, like the Banes are going to be very useful, but there are going to be Archons in this as well.
Yeah, and of course the Archons can tank that so easily. Very different approach here. Very, very different approach. Now, the Warp Prism's coming up. It's headed in the northeast here towards the main. He could drop the Archons out and then warp in, but I guess there's actually just too many queens here. He's got to be kind of careful
Yeah,
not to get that picked off over here. Does he want to do a warp in here? Yes, he does.
Yeah, he'll force a cancel pretty darn easily. And he's gotten a queen, he's gotten an overlord. This is, I mean, this is really reasonable. He's taking a fourth base behind this. Honestly, I think that this is just going to go into his regular strategy anyways.
I think you're right, man. I think he's basically just, it's different openings, but they all want to end up.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the late game tech is like Mass Stalker. You know what I mean? And this control, by the way, he's getting so much value.
Yeah.
And he goes right back up into the main. What's up here to defend? I don't see any queens at all.
And you know what's really cool about this as well? If you think about game one and what went wrong, just adding Archons into the Blink Stalker build is so powerful against Ling Bane. They're just, it's such a powerful unit against that type of composition. Now look at the damage he's putting out. Oh my god, and he even keeps the very hurt Archon inside of the prism.
Yeah, he's just getting so much value.
It's crazy.
It's hard to imagine DRG lasting much longer in this game. You know, especially when we know what kind of style is coming here.
Now, one thing to say about DRG, he has a very healthy drone count. He's lost a lot of stuff, but 65 drones are going to help you to replenish.
That's very true, Artosis. It's not like he's actually taken major economic beatings. I guess losing the hatchery is something, but you're right. Losing drones is always going to be immediately more impactful.
Now, I think that the Blink Stalkers in general do want to fight against Roaches, and just the Archon Zealot opener has kind of forced Roach production here out of DRG. It really feels like Hero is forcing a lot of difficult decisions and difficult compositions upon DRG here.
Right. Another big warping over here. I mean, Hero's looking pretty scary, man. It seems like he's definitely gotten to where he wanted to be. He has 5 bases. Well, the 5th one's going to finish soon, but you get what I'm saying.
No, it's pretty crazy.
He's basically doing this super cool abusive style. I think we're going to continue to see more Stalkers get made. He's being very ready for the counterattack, although it doesn't seem like DRG has any actual plans to do that, at least yet. Maybe now, it seems he's moving stuff down now, but you get what I'm saying. It might be too little too late here, as Hero may just be like too out of hand with how much he has.
Yeah, and the amount of, even just like watching him clear a creep here, he's in so much control of this game, it's kind of crazy.
He's at 87 workers.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he can remake his army so quickly with this. He can blink away, get value, eventually get surrounded, remake all the Stalkers, blink away, get value. You know, it's just, there's so much that he has here. I would be surprised if Zerg can survive this. We're going to see in a second.
Yeah, maybe he can hold on if he micros well in this choke and everything. Like, he's got a good amount of cleans and roaches, but Hero is gaining value, like you said, over and over and over. And on 5 bases with this many workers, it's hard to imagine him ever running out of pressure.
Yeah, some Banes come in here, and they do kill off those probes. Not bad. A little victory there for DRG.
That's really nice. But, you know, still a healthy probe count for Hero. He's got 73 workers after losing 15. Like,
yeah. And the thing is, he's now hitting 2 locations at once. And I feel like, you know, these Zealots are going to be cleaned up by the Banes, but doesn't really matter. I mean, down here, there's so much to fight.
Well, he's going to get rid of the last Archon here. But he doesn't really have much of anything else.
The Zealots are going to be too helpful here.
Yeah.
And he's going to be able to get the space. There is a base to the southeast of this screenshot. So I don't see Zerg surviving here, man. I mean, this looks too tough.
Yeah, it looks like he is just going to march to victory here. DRG playing with drones at this point, getting in front of those Zealots. Never a good way to defend. Little flank to the side here as the bios come down, and Hero gonna end up winning another match here.
Yeah, this is really nicely done. Hero gonna crush through. This is gonna be GG. Hero takes this best of 3, 2-1, but DRG, you know, Coven and all, still looking pretty strong.
Yeah, he didn't look bad, and I think he came in with a cool idea, but Hero was like 2 steps ahead of him after, you know, maybe he was 1 step behind in game 1, and then he was like 3 steps ahead in the next 2 games.
Yeah.
No, 4 steps
4
ahead.
steps.
Yeah.
No, 5 steps.
No, that's too many. 4 steps.
I was out of hand there.
Tasteless. Your
Oh my
hyperbole.
We're going to have an interview with Hero now. I think we're doing an interview with each player after they win. We'll be doing it for the people at home as well through Discord if we have to. But I think it's going to be time to talk to Hero and see how he is feeling. He just defeated DRG 2-1.
Hero triumphs over DRG, and he's currently in 2nd place in the group. So this is the week 2 of the round of 10. You're off to a good start, Hero. So how do you feel today? Well, today the first match, you know, everything went as planned. I mean, DreamHack Valencia, you moved on to the round of 4. So how do you feel about that? Well, first of all, you know, I feel like I solved my homework that I wasn't able to solve before. And, you know, I think my search for overseas tournament was kind of relieved. On the other hand, Hero, it feels like you adapted very well to this PVZ matchup. And it's kind of sad that your consecutive wins in this matchup was cut off. Yeah, so I'm a little disappointed in that aspect, but I feel like I gained a lot of experience with that. So I think I gained something valuable with my loss that I was able to defeat DRG today. So today you have a remaining match against Zoun. No, against Su actually. So against Su you have a match. So anything you want to say before we get into that match? Well, my first match, I feel like my PVZ match went well. And I think I can show a good performance in the later game as well. So hopefully you guys can cheer for me. That's right, so soon we will have a match between Hero and Su. Right, so that was an interview with Hero. Thank you, Hero. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you, Andy. We're going to go to a quick break. Coming up next, another PVZ, Zoun versus Su. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
I'm not done chasing after you. One by one, yeah, we're making moves. You can't believe what you want, but just listen to me. I'm not gonna let you go. I won't push you away, no, there's something worth saving. I'm not gonna let you go. No matter how afraid, I'll promise that I'll stay. That'll stay. Promise that I'll stay. Promise that I'll stay.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody love to drop when I'm in it. Everybody love to drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로, 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
지성사이다 제로 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 지성사이다 제로
아침엔 라떼 홀릭 점심엔 라떼 홀릭 저녁엔 라떼 홀릭 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀릭 달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 홀릭 칸타타 라떼 홀릭. I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody love to drop when I'm in it. Everybody love to drop when I'm in it. I've been coming up hot for a minute.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로, 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
지성사이다 제로 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 지성사이다 제로
아침엔 라떼 홀릭 점심엔 라떼 홀릭 저녁엔 라떼 홀릭 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀릭 달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 홀릭 칸타타 라떼 홀릭.
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들? 아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요, 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요. 아 진짜요? 네. 아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인. 모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요. 잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요? 이 잼으로 응모를 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야? 교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 받아오도록 하겠습니다.
Today's matchup. Maru, Hero, Zoun, DRG, Zoun. Round of 10. Group A. Africa TV, Free Cup Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got another PVZ, but this Protoss player has been playing pretty differently, at least for the first half of Group A. That could have changed, or maybe we're going to see Zoun doubles down. Oh no, I'm doing a Limerick casting now against this Sir Cloud.
I don't think that's a limerick, but yeah, I get you. Your words rhyme, man. It's amazing.
That's what a limerick is, right?
No.
You don't know what a limerick is.
A limerick is some sort of poem.
You're like
but
looking at me with these glazed over eyes, and you're like starting to realize like you also don't know exactly how to define a limerick. But you thought if you were confident enough with me, you would somehow just escape this one.
Yeah, well, I learned that from you, Tasteless. Just have baseless confidence all the time. It's the Protoss creed. It's really, truly amazing.
I hope Sue can play better than he did 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks is a long time. It's kind of unfortunate that we had this break in the middle of the group. You know what I mean? Because normally we get it back to back in a week, but
yeah, but at least it did give Sue time to maybe, you know, when you come out of the military, probably every single day you're getting quite a bit better.
Yeah, that's true. Every day is probably a pretty big growth spurt back into it.
Yeah, and between that and maybe you know, two of the group leaders, DRG and Maru, getting COVID, maybe Sue has a shot to come back now.
Who knows? We're going to go to Cosmic Sapphire here for map number 1. And let's see what Zoun has. He's gone for a lot of Stargate-style stuff in the past. Some kind of cool stuff with disruptors as well, timing-wise.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are actually already in this game. So let's start the second best of 3.
I came for war.
Alpha X, Zoun. Kwangdong Freaks, Su.
So we have a probe right away coming down here. This looks like a hatchery block.
Yeah, and we'll just run by there. The drone, make it elsewhere. And, you know, Zoun has shown a decent range. Like, he's been opening up a bit more as well. He is definitely very good with the Void Ray style of play. I think he's quite strong at that.
Yeah, he's really come in here kind of having a very wide, a very, I don't know, good kit for how to take on a Zerg, right? He has a lot of different approaches. Good toolkit.
Yeah, his Q, his W, his E, they're all good, but his
That's
R,
right.
man, oh, dude.
His ulti, dude.
Oh, man, when he kills the dragon, it's crazy.
Once he loses enough in depths and he powers up his ultimate, it's crazy. But let's see what he does today. I do think that Su is the smallest threat for every player in this group right now. And so, with that being said, and the fact that I think Zoun is somebody who's got a lot more potential later on in the tournament, I don't know what he's going to be bringing out as far as play, but, you know, it may be, I don't know how you say this. You know, you always have these builds that you don't use that often, but if you're way better than an opponent, you'll just try this one out, see how this one works.
Oh.
It's not your main stuff, but
yeah.
It's not what you'd use in a finals or a semifinals.
I feel like with this format, though, where every single point matters, would you actually risk possibly losing a point against someone that you feel like you can 2-0?
Well, that's a good point. That is a good point. I guess in my head,
I feel like
there's
I
other
would
real threats in the group as well for Zerg, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you raise a good point. I'm honestly still not used to that, to be
yeah, it's
honest
just like,
with you.
You know, having a 2-0 be significantly better than a 2-1 really does change the theoretic best way to play, I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I guess if you win all your matches, you're just going to get through no matter what, of course. But, you know, that's in an ideal world where you're going to win all your matches, you can go 2-1 and it doesn't matter. Whereas here, it's like, well, him and DRG are maybe going to really battle for that third spot. Right? They're kind of the two players that we're looking at. Like, Hero and Maru seem like shoo-ins.
Would seem like that, right?
Yeah, and Su seems like a shoe out, and then we got a couple, you know, left-footed shoes here with Zoun and DRG.
Ooh, gets that drone. Nice. So we've got that Oracle coming. We don't see the third Nexus or a Twilight Council here just yet.
Yeah, there's always a possibility Zoun goes for a Void Ray-based play as well. He's very, very good at that.
Sure. And that's a totally reasonable choice after making an Oracle or two.
Okay, a couple of Adepts going as a second Oracle is on the way. Looks like a third Nexus should be going down here. There it is. And I got to tell you, I'm excited just to see what it is he wants to go. I think he's going to go Forge Twilight. Like, his build looks exactly like Heroes, except for obviously no Stalker yet.
Void Ray.
Okay, but it's the first Void Ray.
Yeah, and we don't know if it's going to be a real commitment to this until we see a couple more. One Void Ray can be misleading, right? Because the same way that we're looking at this and thinking, oh, Void Ray could be Sky Toss, so can the Zerg.
Well, especially from Zoun, right?
Yeah, he does this a lot. And, you know, look, he may just go into Sky Toss and then we go, okay, well, that's also the build. But it's also possible he basically masks this build by getting that first Void Ray and going into something else.
I think that's exactly it, because he goes Void Ray, Twilight Forge. So that's really what it looks like right now. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, honestly. I think we're going to see Blink and +1 get started. Oh, no, a Robo comes up as well. Okay, so I'm just giving up. I don't know what it's going to be now. The Robo is not something you do with Heroes type of build.
No, the Robo's pretty late. It's mostly gateway units. He's pretty cavalier with the Oracles coming through like that.
Some more geysers going up. Sue's focusing on that +1 melee as well. And there is the blink and +1. I guess he's just going for, a Zoun special here, right? I bet you that he just goes into Disruptor. It's like his it's his unit, you know?
Sure.
The Disruptor is the unit that he's known for being very, very good with. He's even said, like, if they ever nerf, he's just going to quit.
Yeah.
Understandable when so many of his strategies are based off of it.
Okay, so I mean, I guess the question is, you know, when is this type of attack going to come out? Interested to see the Zoun going to march to his own beat. Again, you know, we never know if there really is one true right way to play the game. I mean, even for, you know, you and me, it can be addictive to see a new style of play and be like, oh, this is really it. But Zoun going to stick with, you know, what he's been doing in the past. You know, focusing on also, you know, getting other Robotech up like Immortals. This is a little bit of the older way to play. You know, you want to try to get all these gas-intensive units out together and then finally fill that in with a Warp Prism and attack. So you know, maybe some Archons later on. We have Immortals being made right now. Sentries are in the mix to dice up the, you know, Lings when they come into surround.
Yeah, more tagging going down. He actually finds the Spire, which is probably the most important thing for him to scout right now.
And that's a big scout because there's 1,000 gas banked up right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that going to be 10 Mutalisks, 11 in this case?
Look at this, adds 2 Stargates. So he can go 3 Stargate Phoenix against this if he wants to. And yeah, 12 Mutas. Woo! The double Stargate really going to pay off for him, I think. This is kind of an interesting game right now. Like, +2 on the way here for Su. He is going to have a bunch of Mutas. We don't have Phoenixes started yet. The first one just got started. Yeah, there's a couple Archons, but he didn't make a Prism, which I find a little bit surprising. I feel like you'd want to grab a Prism here so you can just utilize the Archons for anti-Muta while you build your Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, a Prism never hurts, right? Unless you put both Archons in there and lose it. As long as you're doing, you know, this right. And look, he sees the Mutas, but he's already got the answer.
And I think from here, like, I think you go enough Phoenixes to push the Mutas back. Why not add a Beacon and go Carrier?
Oh, okay.
Like, I mean, the way that this game has worked out, that might be a really strong move. But it's the way Su is playing, it's making me think he's going to force this game to be decided on Ling Muta. I bet you that he ends up adding Corruptors here shortly. Yeah, there they are. And, you know, just go for that, like, just ridiculously strong Muta Corruptor ball, where the Corruptors kind of chase away the Phoenixes, and maybe it becomes a base trade.
Yeah, we know Corruptors are actually pretty handy in base trades as well.
Yeah, they are.
And so far, so good here with the Phoenixes. I mean, basically going untouched. 9 Corruptors going to come out here. It does always feel like an uncomfortable game, though, when the Zerg wins the fight with the Corruptors, even though they kill off buildings. If the Protoss just comes down and starts attacking you with everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Corruptors definitely don't do much at that point.
Yeah.
You better hope you got a Greater Spire at that point.
Yeah.
But generally isn't the case. Fleet Beacon is about to finish, so I think we're going to be getting Phoenix range.
Yeah, I think so.
And look at this, he's doing another cancels so many times.
Yeah, this is actually kind of crazy. I mean, Su looks to be in a very, very good spot right now. And now he's got the Corruptors and the Mutas. He's even going to get another cancel. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, he actually jumps on top of the Archons here. So as he takes those Archons out, ooh, the Corruptors pushing the Phoenixes back momentarily, it looks like he's going to clear the ground army. And I think that this is a very cool, intelligent play from Su in a lot of ways. Because that can be the problem with going Corruptor for anti-Mutalisk, Phoenix for anti-Mutalisk, is that you don't really have a great army. Like, Phoenix doesn't actually pair with anything that well against Zerg.
No, it's basically like you're either going to win the fight or lose it.
Yeah.
And in this case, he's going to lose it because the Corruptors are out here. By the way, talk about confidence of Su. He was about to snipe down the Nexus and says, no, I can win this fight in the long run. The Nexus is still making.
Yeah, I think he will be able to go back and get it, though.
Well, I think with the next wave of Lings, it's going to be a lot tougher.
All right, another Archon's in here. Very, very helpful. And gets around the Nexus. That is going to be canceled once again, or even killed off. Dude, it looks like Su's got it.
Yeah, this is really cool to see here.
And this is some classic Su that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Like, really. Like,
this really does look like Su from the past. You're right about that.
Yeah, he's got, like, 2 upgrades total, and he's got a ton of units and a ton of bases and creep and everything.
He's just killing extremely active on the map. He's going to go for the Cybernetics core now.
I love it. You love to see this. Just killing him with Mutiling Corruptor.
And just punishing the position of the Archon here. You know, just taking fights he knows he can win. Now he's going to dive on the Archon. This is GG, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a cool game from Su. That does not bode well for Zoun.
No, man.
Like, Zoun is on the bubble right now.
Yeah, and honestly, Zoun, you know, he is still bringing kind of that traditional PvZ style here. The problem is I do feel like Zergs have gotten very good against that. And I like Su's approach to that as well. To basically double down on air. Be like, good, you made Phoenixes. Now I actually overpower your Phoenixes.
Yeah.
And if he only makes Lings behind that, it's tough.
Yeah, again, like, if you have Phoenixes don't pair with anything else that Protoss has to make a good army against Zerg.
Right.
Whereas you can kind of use Phoenixes, not super late game against Terran, but you can kind of use them, right?
Right.
And you can kind of use them against Protoss in certain compositions. But yeah, against Zerg, you have the Phoenixes, but then you have everything else, and it's like two completely different armies that don't function well together. And Su really abused that there. That was really well executed.
It was
very well done.
Impressive play here. Zhao's gonna have to step it up. I think he thought he didn't have to do anything special at all in that game. Kind of just do a macro build, PvZ, and he should be able to take on Su, and it did not turn out to be the case at all.
Well, we're going to go into Berlingrad for set number 2.
Yep. Let's see what Su does this time, and if Zhao's going to change anything around here. Su probably feeling pretty confident after that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Looking good. Looking like his old self before his military days. And we are now ready to go on to map 2. That's loaded up, guys. Zhaon vs. Su, game 2 starting now.
Came for war.
Alpha X, Zoun. Guangdong Freaks, Su.
Same probe from the first game. Blocking that hatchery. Look, exact same probe. That's Merv from game 1. And I'm going to be watching from Zhaon's perspective again here.
Yeah.
Oracles and Void Rays, possible. Now, Zhaon does like his timing attacks, and he's actually very good at them. I think he's better than a lot of the other Protoss players we have, honestly, at these kind of big disarming attacks.
Yeah, he does have some strong ones up his sleeve, for sure. Like, obviously, he, you know, we've been even critical sometimes of how often he'll use Adepts to this day. But, you know, Hero showed us you can definitely still use Adept builds if they're placed correctly. That's definitely something we've seen a lot out of Zoun. Is that what you're looking to do against Su? Are you looking to catch him over droning or something like that?
So there's that Cybernetics core. Now we wait. I think Zhaon probably pretty surprised by that last game. Also, you know, it's easy to kind of gloss over, but there was like this weird moment where I think a Nexus was shot down 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is actually just him getting outmaneuvered. It's not even a tactic. He just got there, and
yeah,
you know, Ling Muta is like the fastest thing in the game that I can think of, you know, that has kind of the devastating power to shut down a base. But you really can't lose a base that many times. I think it's easy to look at a game and you see completed structure killed off or workers killed, but if your Nexus does at that, I'm like rambling here, if your Nexus can't get set up and it's hiccups that many times, that really can just cost you the game.
Slowing a Nexus at all is actually really, really
huge
for Protoss.
Yeah.
That's like, they really do need things to kind of be on time. And Su did a fantastic job there. Like, he just kept that pressure on the entire time. You know, the 3-star Gate Phoenix, it was an interesting idea from Zoun, but definitely did not pay off the way he was looking for. do feel like he should have just thrown out like a prism and juggled Archons and made like, you know, like go for something up with a lot of power behind it rather than this flimsy anti-mute attack.
Yeah.
Okay, this
14
is,
lings, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot of lings.
16 lings.
But the probe is waiting. Oh, this is already a really good defense from Zoun.
Yeah, he's going to get that depth. No, he's not. That's going to shade out perfectly. Nicely
such
done.
a big deal, too. And a second adept is about to pop out here.
The gateway's going to crack open, though. He needs to get a probe over here like yesterday. He does.
Yeah.
Pylon's going down. Warp gate's done. But there's no gates to warp anything in from.
Man, more and more links coming up. Okay,
hold on.
Gets
This is
killed off there. Hold. And he's going to heal. Like, come on, heal the core. What are we doing? Heal something with that.
Why is that core not healing?
Well, he's healing something. I'm not even sure what it is, but this walling is just fantastic from Zoun.
Yeah, the lings are starting to thin out, and Su's all in, by the way. He's made 60 more lings, so like...
There's no core, though. That's kind
so
of
you can only make zealots. So like if one adept or one stalker's killed, it's disastrous.
Yeah, he's got to switch targets here with this overcharge. Oh, God. This is getting so hard to actually hold on to this.
Dude. He barely saves that one pylon, but at the bottom, the lings spill through.
Okay, is there any chance for a hold here still? He has that battery. Zealot has popped out.
The lings are coming through, and the probes are not high enough in number. The stalker can't be healed anymore. It gets microed back. Probes begin to get wiped out here. I see too many lings, man.
Oh,
he's trying to warp
2
more.
Warp finished, though.
But does he have a core? He's got an immortal coming. I almost missed this, actually, on the production tab.
Okay, gets another Zealot warped in, but it's not going to be enough. It looks like Su is going to go up 2-0.
Wow. Crazy strat.
Indeed. Well, he saved one adept. That's too bad.
We tried. We tried to imagine that victory for him. It didn't work out.
You don't have a lot of drums at home with Su here, but Su just smiling to himself. Look at that, 2-0 over Zoun. That's a big deal for the group today. Su absolutely needed this victory, and he doesn't just need that victory, he needs Zoun to lose, too. Don't forget that, right? Zoun is the guy right ahead of him in the standings.
Yeah.
So when Zoun loses, Su gains.
Yeah.
I like this format for that reason. It's not just about you doing well, it's about your opponents failing.
We're going to go to an interview now with Su. He just won 2-0. And in quite the fashion there in Game 2. Andy, take it away.
So Su wins in a clean sweep against Zoun. So this is the week 2 of the round of 10. This is your first victory, Su. How do you feel? Well, I didn't think I would win in this match, but I'm really happy to have won. Well, you're saying that you didn't expect to win, but it feels like you changed a lot in the past 2 weeks. So what went on? I was pretty frustrated after my 2 losses. I haven't been able to play too many games. I haven't been able to practice. But you know, today I tried to play comfortably, and it helped me, definitely. So after coming back from your military service, Su, you know, it's amazing to see you play right after the military. So Su, it feels like you really want to go advance to the next round. You know, I kind of got greedy now that I'm here in the round 10. You know, after the qualifiers, I want to move on to the round of 10, and after this round of 10, I want to move on to the round of 6. And I feel like I was too greedy in my first week. I was too nervous, and things were not going according to plan. So you know, today playing comfortably really helped me. And Zoun actually predicted that you would go 0 win, 4 losses in this group. You know, I don't normally get angry if somebody doesn't provoke me, but Zoun provoked me with that, so I really had to defeat him no matter what. So you know, you defeated him with the Mutalisk Corruptor and the Zergling build. So what was that about? You know, if you have a look at the statistics, it feels like I won more matches using this build. And I feel like people have a bad... people view this build quite badly because I lost using this build in the finals before. but you know, statistically speaking, I won more matches. And in the last game, you went for the juggling cheese to finish the match. And later, you have a match plan against Hero. So how are you gonna play against Hero in that match? I really do want to defeat him in the later match, but he's been showing great momentum these days, so it's going to be hard, but I will surely try my best. But we look forward to seeing your next match, Sue. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, there you have it from Sue himself. Short series, man.
Yeah,
Thought it was
one right there.
So yeah, we're going to be going into our next match. That's going to be DRG versus Maru. And that's going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure how Maru's state is right now. DRG clearly can play. Obviously, COVID affects everybody differently. So, you know, hopefully Maru is going to have the stamina and the energy. Battle of the Sickies, man.
Well, Maru has been doing the best overall. I think he's probably the favorite of this whole entire tournament, but he does have to deliver a little bit more today. There is a possibility he loses his lead here, and obviously you want as high a seed as possible going to the round of 6. But we'll see that next.
Yeah. Are we going to cut to commercial? All right, here we go. Guys, we'll be right back.
Tell me if it's funny. Disappear, honey. When will you come me or call me? Cause I have for you a great surprise. Oh, you have something in your eyes of power. And I can't deny I love it. There are no limits for us, so we can't understand now. Think about it, make it feel so high. Make it feel so high. Make it feel so high, you never know why.
So high, make it feel so high. You never know why. Feel so high,
I hope you don't mind if I say that I love you, 'cause there's so many ways that I want to carve out our names, board a last minute plane, just us two. We can chase the sun as it sets in the mountains, find luck like a bet in Greek fountains, or lay lazy in bed with your head on my chest. I hope you don't mind if I say that I love you. Every day another high do, 'cause you know I do, I do, I do. I hope you can hear every note that my heart sings, like a choir of bells, how they all ring. Oh, can't you tell, neath the timpani swells and heartstrings, there's a place deep in our hearts where it matters. We can stay there forever and after, written in stars right above where we are. I hope you don't mind if I say that I love you. Every day another high do, 'cause you know I do, I do, I do. I say that I love you. Every day another high do.
Africa TV, Free Cup Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to go into our next match. This is going to be a ZBT. It's DRG versus Maru, our two little COVID protein spikes.
My gosh, they're going to combine to make a super virus here.
That's right.
This is dangerous.
This is how the new variant is made, is when you have these two guys duke it out.
Can it travel through the internet?
Well, it will after this is done. And we're all getting infected.
Yeah. Okay, so, Maru obviously, is way ahead in the group right now. He's been playing much better than everyone else. If he takes on DRG here, that's it. He's locked, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not doing the math, but just looking at it, I know that he's locked.
No, he should be out. He should be good.
Yeah, in fact, even at this point, I'm like, I think that with Sue beating Zoun, you can't get enough players in front of Maru. He's getting
I think it makes the rest of the score murky enough, with everybody else kind of taking each other out, that Maru can just walk out of the group.
I think there's a lot of possible third place guys. I think, in fact, there's 3 possible third place guys right now, if I'm not mistaken. But Maru's going to be making it through, and Hero's going to be making it through. I'm fairly sure here.
All right, let's look at Maru's room. There's all the trophies.
Dude, that's a lot of trophies. He's a G5L there as well. Is that AC to his right there? I think it is. Yeah.
That's a serious air conditioning unit. That's a window unit. That's exactly what I got in my stream. Me and Maru, a lot in common. Same side, too, in the camera shot.
Yeah.
Dude, I just think I got a lot better at StarCraft. Let's just say that. Now, who's going to take it, guys? The room with decorations or the prison cell room?
The prison cell room.
Prison cell room, that's right. This guy just games.
Yeah.
He doesn't make bookshelves.
He's got his mattress creep spread on the floor already, man. He's ready to go.
All right, guys, 2,000 atmospheres for game 1. Let's go.
I came for war.
Team NV, DRG.
DRGR.
DRGR.
All right, now you talk. Go, go.
Whoa.
Onside Gaming, Maru.
So,
Maru.
no, not like that. Now you're embarrassing us, Artosis. Now,
Maru GR.
so you had COVID not long ago.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, guys, like we both had a flight back in from Orlando together. We
We were
sat next
together
to
like
each other on the
99%
plane.
of the time.
We were together. Like we're already together a lot, especially for overseas. Like
Yeah.
we're basically spending most of our time together, unless one of us is jet lagged and waking up early or going to bed later. And then in this last trip we did for the Streamer Royale, we were together
Like
pretty
99%.
much 99%. We were together the whole time. We sat together on the flight. Delays in the airport, so we were actually this whole trip overall was probably extended by 7 hours more than it needed to be. We say goodbye to each other, get into separate taxis, go home, and the next day you have COVID and I don't.
I know,
and I
it's so
can't
wild.
believe that.
So wild.
And
Don't
I
know
guess
how
this
that happened.
some of the we've got players coming back from Spain. By the way, our heart goes out to Bunny, who's still in Spain, who can't get back because he's got COVID.
Dude,
They won't let him fly.
that's the worst.
That's
it's much
rough,
better
man.
to get home and then figure out you have it rather than the test that gets you on the airplane shows it. He just got really unlucky there, unfortunately. That's got to be so annoying being sick in another country, you're chilling in a hotel room.
I don't think Bunny speaks any Spanish, so that probably doesn't help either.
Yeah,
So
and
Bunny's on hard mode right now.
Well, he's a pro gamer too, so he probably brought like just enough clothes for the trip, his keyboard, mouse, and like his cell phone. So
That's right.
he's laying in bed right now, like watching dramas on his cell
That's
phone,
right.
and that's it.
That could be it, man. He's just on the bed with the phone plugged into the side of the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how hot his phone is by now.
Yeah,
man.
the phone has never cooled down. We're gonna
16
been
hours
on
a
the
day
whole
on that thing,
time.
man. Oh.
Yeah, man. And somehow, I have not gotten COVID yet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm far overdue for getting it, but so far
Certainly.
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I was fairly certain when all this stuff started, Tasteless. I was like, if I get it, it's from Tasteless.
You're pretty sure COVID came from me, actually.
Yeah.
It's not the bat soup thing, man. It's tasteless.
No, it's Tasteless himself.
All you had to do was look at the dishes in my sink, and you're like, yeah, super virus coming out of here.
So this is a starport before third command. So looking to get a little bit of harassment damage done. Multiple Hellions being made, medevac on the way. DRG has that third hatch all hatched now.
Right, so we're going to have a Hellion drop coming up here.
You know that thing, what came
never
first?
mind. It was the exact opposite. It was a Widow Mine and the Marine drop. Hellions are going to attack
You
the
couldn't
front.
tell that, Tasteless?
Sorry, guys.
You know the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
What about like with the hatchery drone type thing? You have a drone. Imagine the first hatcheries that the Overmind was trying to make, where it's like the drone tries its hardest to become a hatchery. It's like, oh god, that isn't doing anything for me.
Yeah, that's a good question. What came first, the drone or the hatchery?
By the way, this is a BC Rush, one of the older builds for 2,000 atmospheres. Third command center on the way. Let's see what he can get done with this first drop. There is a spore on the way.
There is a cavity. Oh, this is a lot of damage. I don't think that's all going to be able to unload. Apparently it all will be able to unload.
Yeah, he's still going after it. Oh my god, the mine hit was absolute garbage. It went after a drone that turned into a spore. So
yeah,
absolutely amazing block there from DRG. Not the end of the world for Maru as of yet, but it looks like that drop gone. And the Hellions, though. 5 drones? 7? 8? Honestly, this was still good by DRG. I think I'm looking at this, Tasteless. I think that this is better for DRG than Maru after that.
You could be right.
But let's see what the BC can do.
Now, one thing about this map is that there's this big cavity in the top right. I mean, there is in the bottom left as well, but we're going to see the battlecruiser teleport over to the top right. And you can get behind the minerals of both the main and the natural and really abuse the Zerg, really force them to make a lot of defense. And you're basically looking to see, you know, what kills can you get off here.
And this is going to be a mech follow-up from Maru, so he is ready to just hunker down and play really long games. He's been pretty vocal about this lately, that doesn't need to, doesn't want to attack Zerg.
Yeah.
And, you know, if he feels up to this, especially if DRG's feeling sick or anything, like, I think it's harder to play, like, a very long game here, right? Like, Maru's literally going BC mech and is known for currently playing very turtly styles. Like, DRG, do you want to win this series? Okay, well, about an hour and 30 minutes from now, that's about when you can win it, if you play carefully.
Yeah, and this is the thing with Maru. Like, I mean, I think he's probably spot on in basically not aggressing against the Terran, or against the Zerg, excuse me. It does seem like Zergs have gotten good enough. They kind of sort of hold everything. But yeah, man, double armory mech with BCs to harass. This is going to be a long, long game.
Certainly looks that way. Second BC coming out, multiple siege tanks, the Hellions running around for now. Third CC has been landed. Now, I guess the question from DRG is, what style is he going to show us here? He does have a Spire on the way. He does have Roach speed on the way. Now, let's not forget there are some high econ, like, Corruptor Roach builds where you focus on trying to take down the BCs, which are kind of your big defensive unit, and then overrunning with Roaches. But the fact that Maru's already making 2 siege tanks makes me feel like he'll be a bit more robust against that type of play.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that, Artosis. More Hellions going to come in over here. Not getting that many workers right now. But, you know, keeping the Zerg on his toes.
Yeah, 2 more siege tanks as well. So
I mean,
he's going to have a great defensive stance.
Yeah, super turtly play here. I don't even think a Nidus network would be a wise decision right now.
No, I don't think so. But let's see what he does with the Spire. Like, are we going to see a big group of Corruptors? You could see Mutas too. People have played around with Muta against BC.
Well, if they don't get Thors out in time, you know, that could actually be pretty good.
Yeah, the Mutas they have some flexibility to them. Nothing out of that Spire as of yet, which is fine as well. Starts the +1 air. You don't necessarily need to make something right off the bat there. You can wait a little bit. That's kind of an interesting thing about Zerg, right? Like, if you're Protoss or Terran, you don't have unlimited production facilities. You kind of have to be producing. Whereas with Zerg, you can bank some larva, think about it a little bit, wait, see what your opponent's going to do, and then suddenly make the units.
Yeah, you don't end up getting driven down the wrong path where you just have this unit composition that's actually useless. And we just keep having more and more Corruptors hatched here. We have 13 more on the way, many more about to come right out of the eggs.
Yeah. He wants to be able to power these BCs down before they can jump away, and that's a huge thing if you can do it. A lot of turrets being made, though, and what the turrets will do is if DRG wants to get aggressive with Corruptor Roach against this, it's not going to work out. Once you have a good amount of turrets in there, like, you're not going to break through. That just supports the BCs enough that they're going to clean up everything. So Maru is turtling just right here.
12 more Roaches, 17 more Roaches. We're about to have a big attack. Ravagers on the way.
I could see a liftoff on that 4th base, like the planetaries being made, so maybe he'll have to cancel that if this comes quickly. But
we want to watch and see if these battle cruisers can TP away in time here.
All right, so they do jump. Go over to the turrets. Okay, one's going to get picked off immediately, which is fine.
Yeah.
And here we go. Like, I mean, he gets on top of another one immediately, and he's picking off quite a few siege tanks, but it does look as if that planetary is probably going to have to be picked up, but you know what? It's going to finish, so maybe he could just repair through.
This kind of looks like a StarCraft 1 Protoss versus Terran here, where the tanks are kind of spread out and the Roaches can kind of just come through here and take their shots. Now, this is effectively all the tech that Maru led up to, killed off. I actually think Maru's probably going to die in the next couple minutes here.
Yeah. There's just so many Roaches being made right now. Like, I think that a big part of that was the BCs being out of position when the Corruptors caught them.
Yeah.
If you're in a more defensive spot over the turrets already when this comes, then I think you're going to actually be able to hold that. But now he's lost that 4th base. He lost a lot of siege tanks. He lost all of his battle cruisers.
You know, really, Maru, probably regretting this type of tack here. You know what I mean? Maybe thinking that, you know, he could kind of do the alternative, you know, style of play against somebody who's just going to come down here and punish him.
Now, the Roaches come in, try to get a kill, but it seems like he should just hold on, I think, here. But does that mean he can continue to hold on? I don't think so. I think that time has run out for him at this point. Like, he's lost a lot of workers. He still has an okay amount, especially for 3 bases, but he's not hitting critical mass of mech. When your siege tanks just keep getting reset, I mean, it becomes tough. So he's actually switching out of siege tanks. You know what? I like that idea a lot. To go into more of a battle mech comp where you can actually micro it a little bit. The siege tanks just mathematically, is he going to be able to keep any? I don't think so.
No, I think every time they come out, you know, in 3s or whatever, they just get picked off and then you're reset again here. I just don't know if you're going to actually be able to survive these next couple of attacks here. The supply difference is so insane.
Well, the Blue Flame Hellions need to deal with those Lings quickly, and he needs to get some good lock-ons here and be able to pull back. Ravagers doing a pretty good job. Now the BC is actually going to help a good amount. Look at that. Raises the wall, buys himself some more time.
Yeah, here come those Corruptors now. Yeah, there's no way that he can just move up there with ease.
And look at this. The Corruptors specifically trying to target down some of the Cyclones. Good targeting here from DRG.
Yeah, DRG is still doing an amazing job. These Corruptors are going to come in here once more. And I just don't think this battlecruiser can be protected.
Now, a good amount of tanks is actually being added.
Yeah.
And he's still got 60 workers.
To be honest, though, I mean, if you look at the map, I mean, this should be, you know, I think one of the easier things for a Zerg player to close out.
Well, I think the closing out of it is just the continuation. Like, he can continue to produce and keep somewhat aggressive, but if he just keeps expanding creep, and look, he's just finished his hive. Like, how do you ever field anything on this map as Maru? So difficult.
Well, the tank count has been, you know, built back up here. This is a pretty kind of tough place to move into, right? With the depots like they are, and then the Hellbats there to kind of plug up any of these holes.
Look at that tech switch once again.
12 mutas.
It's a great idea. A couple Cyclones are being made. We don't really have missile turrets. The 12 mutas are going to be very difficult to deal with. This tech trying to come in. Not going to find anything there. A little bit wasteful, but DRG can be. In fact, it might be better for him to be wasteful right now to get rid of some of the supply he doesn't really need. Replace it with better units.
Yeah, more and more mutas being made. You know, one of the things that Zerg can do in a state of the game like this is you basically fill in your entire supply with one tech. As they counter that, you switch into another one. And so now the mutas, you know, can basically negate any defensive powers the tanks have. That's it, GG. All right, I did not expect that for game 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I should chalk that up to Maru being sick, or it's just the fact that, you know, Maru went for the mech style. And honestly, I think DRG is good enough that he can just shut that down.
Well, Maru was making turrets. He took his 4th base pretty quickly there. He had a fair amount of siege tanks, but he didn't have the BC support. They went out and immediately had to jump, and one was already deep red. Whereas if his BCs are back and the Corruptors fly into him, then they start attacking. He jumps one, then he jumps the other, then he jumps the other.
Yeah.
And when you slow it down like that, every turret's getting far more hits. All the BCs are getting more hits. And if he can clear those Corruptors, everything is going to go better for him. So while maybe DRG still does some damage, does he kill every tank, all the BCs, and the planetary with that first attack if the BCs don't get caught out in front? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I think that that's where it really went wrong for Maru first.
We're ready to go into game 2 now. Berlingrad is our map. Right now, DRG with a 1-0 lead.
Team NV, DRG.
I'm just so surprised how close to the wall he is.
Onside Gaming, Maru.
It's like he's trying to leave no holes in the Tetris of his room, you know?
For DRG.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it is very close to the wall, isn't it?
yeah. Try to put Nyokin on that computer, man. His elbow just hits the wall over and over. I don't know. It's just, I feel like you would center yourself a little bit more in your room.
Well, it probably depends on what size the bedroom is, too. The bedroom could be to the left. The bedroom door could be to the left of where he's at. It could just be a small room.
Yeah, even so, like, I don't know. He's so close to the, like, are you playing in a telephone booth? I see the mattress back there. There's room. But, I mean, he can be as close to the wall as he wants.
Maybe he's got his other monitor over there on the side.
Yeah, maybe.
You use 3 monitors now to stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Need him.
I use 2. One is a giant sideways one.
Giant sideways one?
That's my Hacker Man monitor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you use that for?
I put obs there, and then, the chat, and...
Oh, you read the chat?
I do, yeah.
I don't listen to those dummies, man. I don't read that.
I don't always agree with the Martosis, but I do read them.
What? You're filling your mind with that filth, Tasteless. You are what you read, man. Cool.
You poison your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 hatches here. It is... Well, we can't really tell what exactly Maru wants to do. But I don't know if he's going to do Battlecruiser mech again.
It looks like a 2-on-1, right?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Could be.
He's getting the second barracks. I imagine he'll throw a tech lab down immediately on this factory while he gets a starport. I mean, not what I expected to see. This hasn't been as popular a build lately. But let's see. Let's just make sure that is what it is. It might not be. It's possibly just has something else up his sleeve. There's the tech lab. Let's see if a starport starts up. Oh, he immediately went into double helling and then tech lab with the racks. Okay. Okay, so I'm not
Is it going to
entirely
be that
sure what it is.
Marauder build we've seen before?
Oh, quick stim.
Oh, never mind.
And but no starport, no starport. That's kind of the main thing that I'm looking for here.
Well, this I think is one of these builds where you come out and you stim finishes early, and you could win a fight. You don't have sustain, you can't escape, but if you could basically like snowball a fight, you're in pretty good shape.
Maybe. Okay, you just switched it back. Okay. You know what this is? It is a 2-on-1, but it's one where he took some time to get a couple Hellions out. I think that is some misdirection.
Yeah, I think it's to mask what he's actually doing.
Didn't the Overlord see the second barracks building?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it did. So, I don't know.
Well, if it did, it's hard to leave too much up to the imagination.
No, for sure. If you see a factory and a second barracks, nothing else really fits.
Okay, so the 2 Hellions are going to come up. Keep in mind, when you show just those 2, you're also telegraphing that you don't have that many more Hellions, if any. But Maru kind of sticking, after doing a pretty alternative style of play in Game 1, he comes into Game 2 now. Very straightforward game. Like you said, a little bit of misdirection early on, but overall, this is like about as straightforward of a TVZ game as you can get.
Yeah.
It's almost like Maru started to build, and then Innovation knocked him off the computer and said, I'm playing.
And he's like, where's your third command center?
Yeah, where is it?
How are you even going to have any chance here?
I need 2 medevacs and Marines and them to roam around.
Can't wait till Inno's back.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll actually play again. I think he was saying he wasn't going to, but I know he's going to.
Well, that's like,
By the way, TY was here a little bit ago. I ran into him when I
saw
went
him
to that.
walking around in the studio.
Taller and handsomer than ever.
Yeah.
I went up to him, I whispered, Darren needs you. ROS COVID, save us.
So we're going to have some drops here. This shouldn't be anything that's too heavy of a commitment. How prepared is DRG? It's also going to be interesting to see how DRG, if he's able to hang with Maru, if Maru's just playing, you know, as straight up as Maru normally does.
Well, it certainly is. Like, I think that Maru is not really second to any in the mech play. No one comes to mind. Even Gumiho doesn't come to mind as being better at mech against Zerg than Maru is right now. Like,
I think so.
Certainly, historically, he would be better. But I think Maru's quite good at it, but there's a bit more power with bio openers. You have more potential for some damage, and I don't know, it's just a little bit cleaner into the late game, even though we've seen people getting a lot of mech upgrades in the late game, including Maru. Anyways, the 2 Siege Tanks get ferried out here, trying to take this high ground position. Definitely going to want to remove some of this creep. Getting rid of a few of these very important tumors right now.
Yeah.
Get that one, get that one. And Stims forward has good siege tank placement.
Siege tech placement.
Siege tank.
Okay, this is getting really bad for DRG. These queens. Oh, hold on. He's going to try to come in from the side here with these lanes.
Oh, that's a lot of Marines, man. But the lane flank is coming up here, and it looks like he will be able to kill the siege tanks. More Marines drop out, trying to do what they can here efficiently. And he does kill a lot of Lings. But you know what? That hatchery's still alive, and that's what Maru wanted.
Yeah, you know, with the hatchery still in the game, I mean, look, there's a few more reinforcements coming up, but oh my god, this flank over here is so good.
Is it enough?
Yeah, he's going to get that tank. Oh, man.
Beautifully done to get the tank. Just so important. The reinforcements get reinforced by the main army there, but it's not enough. He only saves a handful of Marines.
And there's so many queens around this hatchery. There's no way to kind of drop in and snipe it and get back out.
Baneling's speed about a third the way done right now as well.
All right, Link's even coming here from behind. Bane's coming. The tank does target some of it, but the numbers here are overwhelming. And this 2-base Maru is in a lot of trouble. When you do a 2-base timing attack like that and you do not kill the 4th base, it is a hellish late game.
Yeah, and it came really close. Like, he almost had it. I think when he backed up, he thought he was going to be able to go back down and grab it, but unfortunately, here we are, and Maru not in the greatest spot right now. 46 workers against 56. Not where Maru wants to be. He's down an upgrade as well. 2-2 is on the way here for DRG. Dude, DRG. Like, if you actually look at this, look at the numbers, man. The upgrades, the worker counts and everything, the base count. DRG's way ahead.
I can't believe that tank is not going to get killed.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I didn't see the SCVs repairing it at first. I'm like,
dude, all the units are red.
Possibly be.
What is the deal with this?
It's red units and red hit point bars.
Yeah.
I can't tell, guys. Sorry. So, I mean, even more growth now on the map. Now, look, if any Terran player is going to still win in this position, it is Maru. Okay, so I don't want to give up on Maru just yet, but I do want to say DRG has gotten to this game to where he probably wants it to be.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh!
Not the best moment there for Maru. DRG's about to have 2-2 against 1-1. Up 2 upgrades with Ling Bane against Marines is absolutely amazing. It's going to be really hard for Maru to get anything done. And he may just have to go into his very retracted type of play where he's turtling heavily, but normally he's in a much better position for that. Still, just 55 workers, his economy not so strong. He does have the 3rd base. Do we even have a 4th CC started? No, we don't.
I don't think there's one parked in the main somewhere either.
No, there's not. There's really, like, he has 3 CCs. That's it.
Pretty soon the shoe's going to be on the other foot here. Oh my God. Okay, there's been 2 moments where we just saw big chunks of Marines get popped by Banes. All right, he's like, I got to finish what I started with that tank.
Dude, what a big moment here for DRG.
Yeah.
I got to see the group standings after this.
GG.
That's a big deal, that 2-0, man. This group is getting reversed so fast.
Battle of the bedroom gamers over here.
Yeah.
Sick, isolated. That's when gamers play their best.
Dude, it's all Maru's trophies against a mattress on the floor, and the mattress on the floor won.
Against DRG, who looks like he just got divorced right now, man. This is looking rough. DRG is going to have some more trophies behind him soon.
He is the oldest player in GSL.
He's got to put a bookshelf back there.
For what?
For all the trophies he's going to win.
Maru should get up and go throw his trophies, like break them on
Maru should
camera.
just push that air conditioner out the window.
I wish that creator was playing tonight, man.
All right, guys, we've got an interview. Oh, no, we don't. We will, though.
Well, Geary has to get over to their house immediately. This is really tough.
Oh, that's right.
actually.
It's on Discord. What am I saying?
Yeah.
And DRG is currently ranked 2 wins, 2 losses with overall points of 2 points. Alright, DRG, hello.
네, 안녕하세요.
Hello.
네, 맞아. 먼저 조성주 선수 승리 축하드리겠습니다.
So first of all, congratulations on your win over Maru. A 2-0 win for you. How do you feel?
이번 경기 되게 중요한 진출에 있어서 되게 중요한
Well,
경기
this match was
같았는데
very crucial for my advancement.
안정적인 진출 확률을 가지지
So I feel
않았나
really happy about winning this match, and I think I have a good shot at advancing now. That's right. So it was a pretty hard-fought victory for you. So DRG, I also heard that you caught COVID. So how are you feeling right now?
뭐 크게 막 열 오르는 건 많이 지나갔고.
You know, I think my symptoms are recovering. My throat still hurts, and I'm coughing quite frequently. But apart from that, it doesn't really affect my performance or practice. That's right, DRG. You are not in the favorable situation to practice, but despite that, you're able to gain a 2-0 victory over Maru.
근데 성주도 같이 저랑 코로나에 걸린.
I mean, Maru also has COVID.
서로 연습을 많이 못할 거라고
So we both couldn't practice that much.
최대한 기본기 위주로 그냥.
So I try to, just work on my basics and try to have my mindset as if I'm just learning from him. So you gain a victory over Maru when Maru uses mechanic. And Maru actually showed a very impressive mechanic build against Rainer. And you showed a good performance against Mechanical Army as well. So what do you think matters the most when it comes to going up against Mechanical Army? I mean, I was not in a good situation because the siege tanks heavily attacked me. And then, I had Corruptors, and then, Corruptors gave me room for upset. So DRG, despite you suffering from COVID, you showed a good performance today. So before we wrap this up, anything you want to say to the fans? Today I gained 2 wins and 2 losses. I don't think it's too bad. Not good, but it's not too bad. So I'm gonna try to practice more when I start to recover, and then I'll try to deliver a better performance in the next match. And I hope the viewers at home, I hope you guys wear your mask properly and try to not get COVID. Alright, thank you, DRG. Thank you.
Am I on? Thank you, Annie. Excellent work as always. Guys, coming up next, we're going right back to PVZ again. Hero versus Sue is next. We've got a short break, and then we go to that.
I'll be coming up hot for a minute.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 칠성사이다 제로.
아침은 라떼, 홀리 점심은 라떼, 홀리 저녁은 라떼, 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리. 달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 홀리 칸타타 라떼 홀리. I'll be coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I'll be coming up hot for a minute.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
칠성사이다 제로. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 칠성사이다 제로.
아침은 라떼, 홀리 점심은 라떼, 홀리 저녁은 라떼, 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리. 달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 홀리 칸타타 라떼 홀리.
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들?
아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요, 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요. 아 진짜요? 아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인. 모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요.
잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요?
이 잼으로 응모를 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야?
교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 받아보도록 하겠습니다.
Today's matchup. Maru, Hero, Zoun, DRG, Su. Round of 10. Group A. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
Thanks for waiting, everybody. We're back, and it's time to go to the PVZ, which has been mostly PVZs today, I guess. Hero and Su are up next, and this is going to be an interesting one. Su looked like he was a different player, like the version of him in the past that was dominant. A lot of harass, a lot of split-second decisions where he knew to come in and take a fight, canceling nexuses, overwhelming with mutas. Some great link counterattacks. It was really exciting to see. But Hero is that guy with the new style.
Yeah. Now, if Hero wins this match, he wins the group, which is huge.
That's right.
He goes right to the round of 4. But, like, let's say Su wins, then Zoun beats Maru, which isn't completely impossible. We're going to have everyone at 2-2, and we're going to have to go to all sorts of tiebreak rules.
Yeah.
So there's some craziness that is afoot right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Let's see, where's Su at right now? He's -2. So, is he out no matter what?
No. If he 2-0s here, then he and Hero are tied, but he'll be winning that on tiebreak, I believe.
It really
we have a certain order everything goes on tiebreak. But,
right.
Obviously, he'll be winning on the head-to-head. So a 2-0 here is huge for him, and in fact, a 2-1, I believe, puts him into the top 3. Like we said on the first week, anything's possible. Nothing gets completely decided on the first day.
That's right. Hero is appearing to play the best out of everybody in the group so far. He's had some very impressive games, not just this matchup, but overall. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Keep in mind, Su, let's not forget he did that crazy cheese of Game 2 against Zoun. He may have some more stuff like that.
Totally.
When he was getting to finals over and over and over again in GSL, he was doing a lot of kind of you know, hair-splitting moves here.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see him have some of that killer instinct once again as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Su we want to see.
Very.
We don't want, like, Su has some special things about him that make him very interesting and different from a lot of the other top world Zergs, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And, yeah, I mean, I'm just so happy to have Su back, and having the way that he played that last series, I'm like, all right, the old Su is going to be back. Maybe he's not completely back yet,
Right.
but he's coming back. I'm waiting for the moment, Tasus, where we have 40 Corruptors that are 0-0. That's the real Su moment right there.
That's the real Su moment.
Yeah.
0-0 Corruptors in mass. I like it.
Kills all your air army, and then Stalkers kill him, and they just fly around.
I love that we're still calling it an air army after all these years,
Air
too.
army, man.
That's
Yeah.
you know how sophisticated we are over here. Burlingrad, I think I got the hiccups, man. Burlingrad for map 1, Nautilus for map 2, and Hardwire for map 3. Artos is going to cast this while I try to drink water upside down.
Tasus, did you get those shorts at E-Mart? I think I have that exact same pair.
I'm like, these are your pants, Artosis. You just exposed us in our secret life right now. Now, I think I got these online.
Okay.
Answer. But it could have been
Tasus doesn't want
to
to admit to shopping at the Korean Walmart called E-Mart.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Hero. Guangdong Freaks. Su.
You were talking about E-Mart, man, but not long ago, Artosis and I were in America, in Florida, Streamer Royale, and we ended up going by Walmart.
Dude, it was so much fun.
That is, people ask me sometimes in my stream, like, oh, I'm going to America. What do you think I should experience culturally? Go to Walmart.
Yeah.
That's the most American thing I've seen.
It's the most American thing
Look
there is
around
right
at the
there,
people
yeah.
that are in there shopping, the people that are working there. That is quintessential America.
We bought some amazing swim trunks there.
We did.
My kids loved them.
Yeah.
When I wore them at home, they loved them.
Yeah. Well, good stuff in Walmart. We also had to wait in line for an ungodly amount of time.
Oh, that was crazy.
While cashiers yelled at each other. And people moved very slowly to solve problems. Remember that? It was like,
that happened.
Get whatever his name is out here. We need the key for this thing. And we watch a guy slow, like the slowest slow walk
Yeah.
to our line for the cash register.
Yeah.
With a huge amount of people waiting.
Yeah.
The sense of urgency.
None.
Zero.
Sense of
Negative
urgency.
numbers if we could rank it.
Yeah. That's actually just that's the one thing that I really love about Korea over so many places is there's a sense of urgency about everything.
Service is very
like,
good.
Even if, like, people, you'll put in some sort of order and they'll pretend that they're running to go to it. You know what I mean?
In Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll do like a kind of a
they'll just act
jog.
like they're...
It's like a jog they do.
Yeah. But it's not really even moving faster, but it's like, it makes you feel like they realize that you want this glass of water.
Yes. It's like a trot.
Yeah.
They do, like a jog
A little
trot.
bit of a trot, yeah.
Or if I'm like in a bar, for as an example, in the U.S., man, I can literally sit at the end of the bar for 3 minutes before they come over to give me my drink.
You see,
they
they
ask
see
me
you
what
in
I
the
want.
peripheral and they just
Yeah, they're
won't
like
care.
looking at me and then they just like go back to washing a dish and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, this is actually crazy. I have to tip you too for this. I mean, I don't even get what's going on.
Yeah.
You know. And I'll be like, can I get I'll just say some light beer, and they'll just stare at me, just turn, and go get it. Yeah.
It's different.
Service is not as good in the U.S. Sometimes it's good.
Sometimes you get great service.
Sometimes you have amazing service, and other times you have terrible service, and then it's like either I'm going to have to tip anyways, or I'm going to have to ruin my whole evening getting upset and complaining about the service.
Yeah. Probably better not to do that.
I don't bother doing it.
I have
just
plenty
tip
of
and
other
leave.
things I get upset about. That's not one that I want to spend any time on. There's plenty of Protoss players out there for me to get angry at.
There's plenty of gateway men in this world.
Yeah.
I can't possibly get worked up over bad service at the bar.
Yeah. All right, so Oracle opener here, immediately removing the Overlord.
Yep.
Important stuff from Hero.
This Overlord is going to be killed off. It won't be easy.
Won't be easy.
Yeah. Look at this wild goose chase the Stalker's been on.
I know.
So already, Hero's taken his third base. We're going to watch and see. And again, everything's lining up to look like what Hero did in the other games.
Yeah.
Stalkers, not more Oracles, though. What, he's got 2, right?
Twilight is coming up, and then 3 gates. So this looks to me that I believe we're going to see Glaives.
Yeah, I think you're right. Glaives then into what we saw before.
Yeah, very likely. But honestly, 4 gates? If he adds 2 more tastes, 5 gates. This should just be an all-in. That's like a placeholder
6.
Nexus, I bet you.
Yeah, that's all there for looks.
Yeah, he's trying to trick him. So, yeah, we're going up to a full 7 gates right now. Oh, it's charge even. Oh my God, I didn't expect that. But charge can work. Charge, Glaives, whatevs. It's all good. The thing about this, I guess, is the warping in and getting across the map, because obviously there's no prism or anything like that. We don't see any proxy pylons. So I just wonder about the reinforce and everything, right? Like, okay, here comes 5 Zods. Yeah. Obviously you need to wait for another round because it's going to line up with charge better. But is that it? Like you're going to attack with like 15 Zealots and that's your build?
This is kind of a barbarian play here, but yeah. I think it actually could work.
Well, I think he's going to continue pro production. We just saw 3 made. Let's see if he starts them up again right now. The pylon just finished. 2 more Zealots. Let's see. Yep, there it is. So this is like a pretty massive barbarian rush or something you said.
That's like a minute ago.
It is, yeah. Well, it's just
they mock the barbarian, but sometimes his club does hit and the mage dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, look, this is. I mean, it's powerful.
The barbarian.
But he's not all in with this, even though it kind of looks it.
He may just be sitting there with fat and muscles and mostly naked and carry a club with nails in it. Illiterate, unable to cast spells or heal. But sometimes the barbarian class wins.
Yeah. Look at this. So this is like so hilarious what we're watching. He literally. Like, he killed the Overlord, and then he went charge in 3rd Nexus, and then he warped in 15 Zealots and walked across the map with them. And guess what? Pro Gamer Sue, who's been in the finals of the World Championship in 6 GSL finals, died to 15 Zealots that walked across the map.
Listen,
after
he was
Nexus.
The mage, man. He had his sorcerer's staff, and he had his spell book in his hand and his robe. And all of his mana, and then the barbarian came in and cracked his head open.
Dude, this Zerg Poindexter over here, thinking this game is all complicated and there's all these things you got to do, and Hero's showing him the simplicity of the barbarian Zealots.
And the barbarian has now taken the mage brain. He's crafting that into items later on that make him stronger, okay?
Oh, no. He ate it because he thought it would make him smarter, okay? and now he has mad
He has brain parasites,
yeah. Okay. But you know what? His next barbarian rush might have 16 Zealots because of that. And how can you stop that at 15 kill you?
That's true. It's a good question to ask. Nautilus 2 for map 2. Hero with a short and simple victory there against Sue. Embarrassing loss for Sue, no doubt.
Dude, 15 Zealots walked across and killed him. That hurts. It's not even a prism there.
It took us 12 years in GSL to go full circle, all right? And we just did it there now.
This is like something that you do to someone who just installed the game that day.
That's right, yeah. To your friend who's trying to learn to play that doesn't know that you have to stop making workers at some point in time.
Or it doesn't know you have to keep making them. Either way.
Either one.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Hero.
Dude, there's something so funny about this being a pro game that we just saw.
Guangdong Freaks.
It was literally a 3rd Nexus.
Yeah.
There was no prism. There wasn't much of a setup. Like, Oracles flew around. Okay, yeah. And then he walked the Zealots across the map and killed him.
Here's what makes it so strong is you didn't even have to spend any of the extra minerals on the tech. You think about the gas a lot of times, right? And that's that's like, well, we got to get that. No,
he didn't
you make
use
the
gas
Stargate,
units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Don't do it because that gas structure or unit, that was another gateway that could have been made.
Yeah. Well, I mean, gas units, like, those aren't barbarian. Like, those don't have clubs. They shoot lasers.
What are you going to make
stuff.
a sentry? Sounds like a mage move.
Yeah. Sounds like something a mage would do.
Why don't you go write a couple paragraphs about Guardian Shield online? Let's talk about how good that is.
Tell us about your hallucination scouts.
Yeah.
You dork.
So they're not the real units.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Ghost units? Well, I'm so scared. Ghosts aren't even real.
Yeah.
They literally don't even do damage.
I mean, it was a brutal loss. And there was like a little bit of brilliance in it, to be honest, but it was a very fugly build.
Dude, he attack moved them, and then he did one micro. He did a micro Tasis, which is he then had the Zealots, and he walked them forward so that they surrounded the Queens, and then the game was over. Right? If it's like Marines that go across win, at least Maru's like stimming them and microing them and like pulling them back. Not here, though, Tasis.
Not here,
Not
I'm
here.
afraid.
My God. It's just so funny. I don't know.
We should mention that this is kind of a funny map. Basically, have a quadrant each four starting locations is what I'm trying to say on the map. By the way, Robo right away.
Okay. Okay, very different build from Hero. Already more technical than the last game.
Yes. So perhaps he's going to go maybe into Disruptor?
It's possible for sure. Yeah, that actually makes the most sense, right? Speed Disruptor drop. Whenever you see a Robo first, like, I mean, Immortal pushes are not really a thing anymore. Not quick Immortal pushes.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
So probably Warp Prism and then Disruptors. And honestly, like, this is a good spot to do it in.
Yeah. Observer first. Probably just go over and scout with that. But yeah, like, I mean, it has to be a Disruptor drop, doesn't it? Or is he just gonna make a Prism and go like do some harassment?
It's gonna be an even older window.
No, it is an Immortal. It is an Immortal. Like he didn't start the.
Is he gonna make a Warp Prism and then fly up into the main and force field the ramp and win the game? Could be.
I mean it's funny because you don't see these Immortal pushes very often anymore. Like the maps are better designed now, so it's hard to just walk in like Party used to do and just kill your opponent. We don't have any Wolfenstein 3D maps where it's just a hall and you put down one force field and that's it.
Well, I mean, another Mortal's coming here. The rush distance is pretty good, to be honest. We're gonna get the Soul Train, dude.
The Soul Train?
Soul Train's on.
Well, you know what? Hero is just about as Protoss as you can get tonight.
Who called it the Soul Train? Was that Parting?
Yeah.
That was his name for the build?
I think so. It was certainly his build, because I remember so clearly every other pro was hitting it like a minute late. Remember when Liquid Hero tried it, and it was literally 1 minute later than Partings?
Yeah. Everybody was trying to do it, and Partings would always come out and always work, and then when other people did it, they didn't have the ordering down like he did.
Yeah. That was maybe the biggest discrepancy in straight build orders I've ever seen at the pro level. It's Party versus everyone else doing his build.
Doing a build is a lot harder than it looks. Now, he should see with the Immortal and the Sentry, he should know what's coming here. Observer's going to reposition. And now we just got to see, is Sue going to be ready? I doubt Sue expected this to be coming at him. But when you look at the rush distance, it kind of makes sense. The Immortals do get there pretty quickly. From top left to top right, this isn't exactly the craziest travel distance.
Yeah.
And therefore, the rush activates a little bit quicker here.
It's pretty quick. Okay, takes down the morphing Ravager very, very quickly. Okay, nice juggle there. Oh, picks up a Sentry. Yeah, beautifully done. The Guardian Shield doing some serious work here as well. The Immortal's taking no damage thus far. Guardian Shield really keeping health high on these things.
Yeah,
my God.
Warp Prism extremely safe, by the way.
Plenty of Stalkers coming in. The drones have to come out to fight, and Hero is speed running this, man.
Yeah.
And he's going to win the group with this.
He's going to try to dive in on the Warp Prism, and he uses that as bait, comes back. This is over.
Yeah, nothing really left. Immortals triggering again. Prism stays alive, just can't quite hit it. Warping in just enough Zealots to tank all the damage as well, or all the damage that he needs tank.
Yeah, he can actually hang back now and try to pick off Overlords, anything else. Still 2 Immortals, man. Constantly firing shots, constantly doing damage. Gotta be careful.
Okay, hold on. He pushes him back for now.
Nice shot there on that.
That was great aim.
The Immortal no-scoped him, man.
And going to continue a little bit of harassment, but those are so low at this point. Okay, take a quick look. 44 workers to 41. Is Sue going to be all right?
Well,
I
it
don't
looks
think
like
so.
I mean, he has to remake the Queens for one.
The thing is, he saved both Immortals and the Prism.
Yeah, that's true.
Forge and Twilight coming down. Killed a fair amount of drones there, but I guess, you know, he just doesn't have that many probes himself. Just barely.
Well, Blink starts, and I guess we were wrong. I kind of thought it was going to be the tipping point there once the Queen started to fall, but didn't seem like there was enough, you know, beefy stuff on the ground to really take a fight.
Yeah.
Might have wanted to warp in a few more Zealots to deal with the Lings. The Lings are coming out, and we're kind of in the game long enough. But again, I don't feel like the Zerg is necessarily in a good position from this. They're just not dead. I mean, we don't see a 4th hatchery, and we have a 3rd Nexus already on the way.
Well, I think the follow-up here into Disruptor and Blink, what could you possibly do against that? He's got 3 Immortals as a base of his army, and it's not like you have some great economy here as Sue. He's on 3 bases and the same amount of workers.
Oh my God.
It's looking bad. I think that as, you know, he gets up to 2 and then 3 Disruptors, there's not a lot of options left here for Sue. How do you take those fights correctly? Nice save on the drone there.
Okay, so the drone does start up the hatchery.
10 roaches on the way.
Yeah, and so right now, Sue is preparing for a fight to happen. Like, they both are pretty aware of the plays on each side. But I don't see any way that either side can pull away from this. I think Protoss has to try to gear up for another attack. And I think that Zerg has to be ready to brace for impact here.
Sue might even attack himself. It's a possibility.
Yeah, well, I think
he's making a lot.
You have to attack if they don't attack you, because otherwise you've mustered this army that has no function.
Yeah, that's a good point. But as the Disruptors are popping out, like, it's going to become very, very difficult when your army is mostly Roach. He's going to get some juicy hits.
For sure. Very tanky army.
Hey, look, it's Ghost units. Wow, so cool.
Hey, rocks go down. 4th base being taken here for Hero.
Speed just about done for his Prism. So now the microability of this is so much more. Now, if something goes wrong with that Prism and Disruptors, like if he just flies it in Queens and loses it all, okay, then we got ourselves like a real situation here.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Well, I didn't think it was going to happen, but I'm trying to make it exciting. But yeah, that almost really just happened.
That was
like
the closest thing
literally
ever.
1 health. If I was Sue, I'd pause the game, man.
Say, send it back over here. Let me kill it.
1 health, like, serious?
That was insane.
Hey, a lot of Ling Bane coming out. I love the idea. We've seen a lot of this, like, kind of idea from Ragnarok, where you just make, like, this massive, massive, massive army that's actually not that good, but does a lot of damage very quickly. Kind of just roll in, see if you can kill your opponent.
Yeah.
And, you know what, with the Disruptors here, I think a lot of this is just how those Disruptors connect. Look at that. Doesn't blink an eye. No disruptor shots.
Baneling speed almost done. I think this is going to be the moment where we're going to see Sue, just like this wrecking ball of an army, come through here and try to flatten him.
There's not that many force fields, I don't think. The Banelings, like, if he brings them in from 2 sides, dude, he has like over 50 Banes now.
All right, here we go. Do we
He's
have any
coming in
force-
before they're even done. Oh, that was actually a good pullback.
Yeah, really nicely done. This is so much. Oh,
Oh, that's a pretty sick hit right there. The Banelings really starting to connect. The Immortal eating infinity Banelings right there. Truly living up to its name. Oh,
Yeah.
he actually picks off that disruptor before the hit. More Banelings coming in. Finally, the Immortal dies. That thing ate 40 Banelings, I swear to
yeah,
God.
that was a real hero of a unit there. Is he not going to snipe that disruptor? No.
Not going to snipe anything.
No, and I gotta say, I mean, you saw the supplies sink on both sides. I don't feel like Hero's in a bad spot at all.
Okay, well, he's making 2 Colossus at a time now, so it's going to be Colossus Stalker, and
Yeah.
Super Mass Baneling can kill that.
It can, you're right.
This might be a little bit wasteful, though. Wants to pull back. Okay, some Archons being joined in. That is huge, huge, huge.
Oh, he can actually get these Banes down here. Oh, or not.
If you just add Banelings to this composition, like, I mean, you saw how many Baneling hits at Immortal 8, right?
Right.
Archons do the same. It's like 17 Banes or something.
And so, it seems like Hero's going to try to creep back out here. Clean up whatever creep he can. Keep in mind that Zerg doesn't have a 5th base, which would be in the bottom right quadrant. There's really nowhere else for Zerg to expand unless you wanted to just straight up hide a base. I don't know if that's going to get past Hero, though, to be honest.
Okay, here we go. That is a lot of Banelings coming down, but the Archons standing in the way. Banelings do start to connect a little bit. The Colossi get micro back, not a lot of damage on them.
Dude, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Sue's not getting the damage he was looking for here.
Yeah, I mean, the army is a bit disjointed here. I think Hero needs to be a little bit careful and keep these Colossi. It doesn't matter. GG, Hero takes that next game. 2-0.
All right, so that Hero is like good, man. Like, he is top 2 of the group no matter what at this point. Maybe if Maru 2-0s, he can actually retake first place in the group.
Yeah.
But that's the final game for Hero here tonight.
I gotta say, man, Hero is looking like he might be the guy that takes the season. He's really on top of his play. He's showing a really wide range, and he's showing an innovative play as well.
I completely agree with you. Like, he really can win. He
do-
really can. And it's a different feeling than when Trap could win, because he's actually the one dictating what's going on.
That's right. We're gonna go to that interview now, see how Hero's feeling.
3승 1패 도 2위로
And Hero secures the first place in Group A by defeating Sue just now. Congratulations, Hero. Thank you. So you are the first place of Group A, and that means you're advancing to round of 4 directly. How do you feel?
끝나고 나서도 4강 진출인지 몰랐는데.
You know, even after the match, I didn't realize that I'm going to the round of 4. And now that I know,
못했어가지고 날아갈 거 아니에요.
I feel so happy right now.
2015년 이후로 7년 만에
So this is your round of 4 after 7 years, because your last one was in 2015.
이렇게 이뤄내셨다는 게 더 신기한
So it's really fascinating to see you perform so well after the military service. So what might be a reason for that, Hero?
4강 처음 올라갔을 때 제가 그 아쉬운 게 아직도 남아 있어요.
You know, when I first made it to round of 4, I still suffer from the disappointment back then. And it's been a hard journey for me. And now that I moved to the round of 4 today, I really want to play without regrets, and I don't want to ever have a regrettable situation. And there has been some talk saying that offline Hero might not be that strong. But after the military service, has something changed, Hero, for you? It feels like you're performing better in offline matches now.
일단은 그때보다 결혼을 함으로써
Well, compared to back then, you know, I got married, and right now my mentality is more stable, and I feel like I'm able to focus on my games more. And I think the current meta suits me right now. And I think that's been quite instrumental for me. So here today, you secure the first place and you make it around the 4 after 7 years. So you show some immortal rush against Su. So what was that about? For the second game, you know, I was really fortunate. I was really lucky. You know, I was so ahead after I was able to search the enemy base right away. And you know, the game could have been more hard, you know, but I'm really happy that I was able to end the game. So you'll be playing against the Group B in the next round. So there's 2 Zergs in the group, 2 Terrans as well, Bunny and Cure, and also a product player Creator. So we're not sure who's gonna make it to round of 4 to play against you. But is there a specific player that you want to meet and take your revenge against? Is there a player, Hero? I mean, rather than picking a particular player, I do want to play against a Zerg. And hopefully Ragnarok makes it around the 4 and I can play against him in a PvZ. I recently lost to Ragnarok a lot, so I want to take my revenge against him. So you hope that he passes the round of 6 to play against you. And Hero, you have been mentioned a lot as the favorite of this tournament this season. So anything else you want to say? Well, I never expected myself to make it to round of 4. I'm really happy. I have a lot of time to prepare for the round of 4 match, so I'm gonna try to practice hard and try to show a better performance in the next match. Hero, once again, congratulations on making it to round of 4. Thank you.
All right, guys, well, we're not done yet. We've got one more match to close out Group A. That's going to be Zoun versus Maru, a PVT to close out Group A. We'll be right back.
I'll be coming up hot for a minute.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 칠성사이다 제로.
아침은 라떼, 홀리 점심은 라떼, 홀리 저녁엔 라떼, 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리. 달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 홀리 칸타타 라떼 홀리. I'll be coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I'll be coming up hot for a minute.
상큼함 맥스, 칼로리 X, 맛있는 탐스 제로. 요즘 제일 탐나는 제로 탐스 제로. 같이 떠나볼래?
칠성사이다 제로. 그래 걱정 빼고 고민 빼고 망설임 빼고 This is zero life 없어도 되는 건 빼고 칠성사이다 제로.
아침은 라떼, 홀리 점심은 라떼, 홀리 저녁엔 라떼, 홀리 둥글하게 달콤하게 라떼 홀리. 달달한 충전이 필요할 땐 홀리 칸타타 라떼 홀리.
형님들 아프리카에 승부 예측 생긴 거 아세요, 여러분들?
아니 e스포츠 여기 탭에 있잖아요, 여러분들. 아니 이게 새로 생겼더라.
저는 광동에 올인했어요. 아 진짜요? 아 그럼 전 DRX에 올인. 모바일도 똑같이 아래 가운데 보면 e스포츠 있어요. 잼이라는 포인트가 있어요.
아프리카 내에서 쓸 수 있는 재화라고 생각하시면 돼요.
잼을 사은품으로 교환 가능하다고요?
이 잼으로 응모를 다 할 수 있어.
키보드는 벌써 나갔네.
아이폰 갤럭시 탭. 아 이게 200잼이야?
교환까지 할 수 있으니까 형님들 아프리카 승부 예측 많이 많이 사랑 부탁드립니다. 받아보도록 하겠습니다.
Today's matchup. Maru, Hero, Zoun, DRG, Zoun. Round of 10. Group A. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
We are back, and we're ready to close out Group A. Zoun versus Maru.
Let's take a look at the score real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
-3. So he could bring Maru down to -1. He could bring himself up to -1. And they would both be 2-2, and it would be 4-5 versus 4-5. So Zoun has to 2-0 to change the standings here.
Okay, good to know. He could do that. Maru did not seem to be very strong today.
I believe that this is the way the tie-breaking goes. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. So if he 2-0s Maru, then I believe that he goes in and Maru goes out because of their head-to-head.
Yeah.
Because I believe it goes the map score first, right? Plus, and we have 2 players in the plus above where Zoun can end up. So, yeah, we're looking for a 2-0 from Zoun to shake things up, and otherwise, the top 3 is the top 3.
Yeah, but then if Zoun does 2-0, then we have a tiebreaker again with these
well,
same 2?
There's a list of 5 things in a row, and I believe plus thing is first, map score, head-to-head. I believe that's the order, but we'll get a confirmation.
And then if it was head-to-head, it would already be decided here by this anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like DRG is getting through and Hero's getting through no matter what.
Yeah, no,
those two guys
survive.
are through.
I don't think their score can be impacted anymore.
And
they're staying hydrated. Hydrate, homies.
And it's important what order you go up in, because the winner goes to round of 4. The other 2 go to round of 6, but one's in the winner match, one's in the loser match. So some things can change around here as well.
2,000 atmospheres for map number 1. Berlingrad for map 2. Hardwire for map 3. Maru having a shaky game earlier. Let's see if that's going to change. You're getting blurry now. Oh, he's back. All right.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah.
Blurry on the camera already.
Yeah, mom spaghetti. All right, guys, our game's loaded up. Let's do this PVT and find out who comes out on top and survives in Group A. Zoun and Maru.
I came for war.
Alpha X, Zoun. Onside Gaming, Maru.
All right. Hidden probe.
Yeah, pylon right here in the middle of the map.
I like it. Like I mean, you gotta go for broke here. No turning back.
Mm-hmm. So this should be another gateway here.
Yep. Look at this. Offline, they're 4-4.
I didn't think it would be that close, actually. It's funny.
Yeah. Sounds been strong lately. Now, what's Maru's plan? Will he make the low ground CC? That's what Zoun wants. He wants a low ground CC badly.
Yeah. Reaper started. And we don't have the CC on the low ground yet. It looks like it's going to be on the high ground.
That's already really good for him.
Yeah, Maru has already set up his pieces in a favorable position.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to him, he is in fact about to be attacked.
I'm quite sure that Zoun has a plan for this, but you know, obviously it's not the optimal thing that you want to be playing against. You want him to be making the wrong choices. Okay, reactor right away. Okay, going towards that watchtower immediately. And brings the SCV as well.
So this
What do you
does
think
miss.
that SCV is for?
I wonder. Maybe a star port or something like that?
You know what, Tasteless?
Armory?
I think you're actually 100% right, is he's going to go quick Liberator, maybe. I guess he could go a quick medevac, but that's a funny side to go. No,
it seems excessive to put it up there if that's what it's going to be. But let's see. All right, so he now knows there's a rush here. Reaper escapes with half health to heal up a little bit later on.
He's making a couple Hellions.
It is a starport at near 12 o'clock.
He's going for the attack here. Pulls that back very nicely. With 2 Stalkers in here, this is some serious damage output.
Yeah,
picking
so
off the
drop
SCVs.
2 SCVs here. 2 more are going to come fill this in. The third one goes down.
He's trying to pop a mine right now.
Oh my God, he popped an adept over.
Oh my
God.
God.
That's so
oh
funny.
my God, you're right.
Yeah.
And now he breaks through.
Oh, that's
God.
crazy. And then he gets the Hellion.
This is kind of insane
This
right
is
now.
so much more damage than I thought would be dealt.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever happened to that adept? I guess
It
it just
was
like
killed.
got surrounded or something, right?
I think so.
Oh, it's going to be Proxy Banshee?
Okay. Well, not a bad idea either. I guess there's no Stalkers back at home to defend.
Not what I was expecting, but yeah, I mean, that's going to be a lot more versatile.
He's going to have a star... oh my God, he gets another one. He's going to have a Stargate finishing, but he's getting Phoenixes. Now, a Phoenix can kill a Banshee, but a Banshee cloak, can't be killed by anything unless an Oracle tags it.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I mean, if he hits him with enough Side Storms.
Oh, there you go.
Tasteless.
You forgot. You seem to have foolishly forgotten about Psy Storms.
Yeah.
Now, does he pocket the Banshee or does he just send it outright? What?
Just you seem to foolishly have forgotten about Side Storm. Like, imagine a game where there's like a cloak Banshee and like you have to Side Storm it to death. Only SOS, man. That would be... And he retired, so just...
by the way, he is going to hide the Banshees, so he's going to have double cloak Banshees.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it because, I mean, he doesn't necessarily know what the shield battery situation is going to look like when he gets there.
Sure.
If you go in with one cloaked Banshee, how anticlimactic if there's a shield battery in both lines.
Yeah, and a Phoenix, they're just attacking you. You're like, oh, I wish I made the starport at home and didn't make the Banshee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's time. Oh. Kind of thought these would be more together when they come in here.
Well, I think he's splitting them into 2 different lines. Dude, this
Oh,
is
I
going to do
see.
a lot of damage. And this will make them hit at the same time. So this is some pretty crucial damage that's going on right now. Lots of lost mining time. Lots of lost probes so far. Getting every probe down to this overcharged cannon. But he's got 2 Banshees, so he can just one-shot him if he lines them up. He's being a little
if he
bit
lines
sloppy
them
about
up,
this.
man.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's their shots are sort of synced up, but they're far away enough that in between the missiles connecting, they're not.
The thing is, he can do it, but don't forget, like, Maru's at home with COVID right now. He might not be feeling that hot tonight.
For sure.
Like, it doesn't feel like the domination that we've seen from the last few weeks.
It looks like he feels terrible, to be honest, even with the play now.
Yeah. I mean, he looks handsome as ever, but still 12 kills. Can't be too upset. I mean, it did good damage.
Sure. Well, the worker count's even now. Had the shield battery not been positioned where it was, a lot more kills would have been had. But he's cleaned up the Banshees. Charge is what's going to be next here for Protoss. Maru appears to want to take a third base shortly here. Starport, by the way, also headed back home.
Yeah, and Maru's production tab obviously looking a lot nicer than Zoun's right now. Getting a lot of stuff going on. Double Cyclone here, going to make it hard for any real damage to be dealt. Ooh, yeah, the double mine there waiting as well. Wow, look at that. They both killed 13 workers for each other.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. I guess the game must be tied.
Nice tag in here on the Army. I think this game's going to pan out into a normal game. They both did a lot of damage to each other at different points, but...
Yeah. I like Maru's position better, personally. Like, I know Zoun is recovering on the probes pretty quickly here, like 51 to 42, that's pretty cool. But it doesn't feel like he has a lot going on. Okay, we have a bit of Phoenix harassment, and it's good. It's good, he's killing a few workers here and there. But, you know, we do have the double eBay. We have that third command center just finished up. Maru's got multiple siege tanks here. And even though Maru may not be playing his absolute best tonight, you know, I always kind of think back to how hard it is to actually kill this guy.
Yeah, he is very resilient.
Yeah, he's got the best macro-micro decision-making that there is, so...
So we're going to have it be pretty quiet, I think, for a little bit here for Maru. Stim and all the other upgrades are, you know, a ways away from finishing. Protoss going to be on that third base for a while. I don't know, you know, between this back and forth, if there's any real opportunity for Protoss to try to do a timing attack onto the Terran's third. I know a lot of times it's the other way around. The Terran's attacking out, the Protoss is trying to defend the third.
It almost seems like he's lining up for that. Look at the amount of gateways.
Yeah,
right?
that's
He's got
what
charge, he's got +1.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It just sort of looks like he's in a position where he could strike pretty soon here. You have all those upgrades done, you've got nice tech, and then you've got all these gateways finishing up.
But Maru's producing a lot right now. He's getting mines, marauders, you know, just everything that he really needs. He's got a lot of production going on. And yeah, still down in workers, but his army supply is really, really good. And if you do not have the right critical mass with this type of charge lock play, and you try to attack in, you are going to be devastated. And I don't think he's got enough. Okay, yeah, that army cannot kill what Maru has.
Well, not only that, all of Maru's upgrades finished a second ago. Like, he has everything that he would want before this. The mine layout's really good. He's not on top of his third, but he's kind of got it this position where if he needs to lift it off and pull the SCVs away, he can.
I like this.
That's good.
This is really, that's like the one way to abuse that position you just talked about. And the other thing, by the way, there are a lot of mines, so there's always the possibility he tries for the lucky mine drag, right?
With the Phoenixes?
Yeah. Like, use them up, go for the mine drag. If you get a good one on the Marines,
Sometimes you just win.
Yeah, we've seen it. It can happen.
It's one of the perils of being a Terran is mind drags, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, he's coming again. I mean, these are really good attacks by Zoun.
This harassment's amazing. Like, and the thing is, the positioning is exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Where he can pull back, he can run if he needs to. He's not going to lose the command center. He can save SCVs. But the Phoenixes are really punishing that. And the thing is, the Phoenixes don't have a lot that they're doing right now anyways. So, very, very cool moves here from Zoun. Honestly, I want him to win this game. Just because I want that, you know, that feeling like, oh my god, this could happen. Maru might get eliminated again. But then, of course, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, if it actually happens, you're going to be sad. But
at
least experience the suspense of it, that's another thing. Terran's moving out, and he is YOLOing it. He's pulled the boys.
Wow, that's pretty serious.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of splash damage here. He has 4 Archons. That's decent. But the damage output of this army, like, the Archons are not going to last that long. They're not going to deal that much splash.
Yeah, he's not going to go around the side that had the stasis ward. This is a very wide berth to try to attack into. Oh, man.
Oh, he needs to get the SCVs in front.
Yeah. Well, he can even wait, I guess, a second until he gets around this bend over here. Now he's going to...
Oh, watch these EMPs, Stasis. Let's go, let's go. Wait a minute, wait a minute. The flank doing a pretty good job there. Mine goes off.
Oh, I don't know, man. This is a lot of infantry. 17 SCVs have been killed, and there's still more chasing this. Archon super low on shields.
Yeah.
Immortal comes down, but this is mostly Marines.
He needs to get that hurt Archon over to the overcharge. Okay, gets it in there. Heals that up all the way. This is stressful, man. Like, every moment, Zoun is getting stronger, but hold on. The EMPs come down. Maru starts to cut through the army. Zoun trying to run away, giving up his 4th, but he lost so many units in there.
Yeah, this is not looking good here for Zoun. And keep in mind, Maru only has 24 workers behind this, so a little bit of this is more about Zoun surviving instead of, like, trying to come back and attack after this is done.
Yeah,
dude.
Maru just barely dodging out on that stasis ward.
Gets one.
Yeah, he will have some more disruptor shots here momentarily, but he loses both Robos.
And then he loses the Immortal and the other. No, the other one not yet. Not quite. Dude, the kiting's so good. Everything is so bruised and so battered.
Oh, the Zods came up, but double mines reloaded right there and got some juicy hits. Maru's army is very, very soft. He has very few workers. Army supply is similar. You know what?
I think that Zoun's okay.
I think you are right.
I think he's actually going to be all right, despite losing the base, the tech, so much.
Yeah.
Again, those SCVs are what give you that momentum.
Yeah.
But when you sacrifice that, you've sacrificed opportunity later on. And the truth is that when you zoom out and look at the mini-map here, Zoun has already a 4th base on the way again.
Oh, yeah, he has over twice the workers as well. He did lose both Robos, so what you see is what you get as far as Robo units. Does that give Maru an opportunity here, do you think?
Well, it would depend. If he snipes these disruptors, it would be a start.
Yeah,
he gets
there you
one.
Go. That's a great snipe.
Yeah, well, the 2 Robos are almost done again. And then, of course, it's going to be a little bit for the Disruptors or Immortals or whatever to be chronoed out. But right now, he's got 1 Disruptor. Now, you really do need that Robo sophistication to kind of help your army out. I mean, it's a lot of Zealots and Archons, right? But
yeah,
Maru's kiting is pretty scary here as well.
And he's going to have a bunch of EMPs. Potential mine hits here.
Right, another attack in here. It looks like he might be able to isolate the 4th base again. 2 Templars probably designed to be an Archon. There they are now.
Now they're going to get picked off before it can happen. And Maru now pushing forward. He's going to get that 4th base perhaps. There is a 5th base going up in the top left. Just got started.
Maru is already starting to catch up in SCVs. 41 now. It was in the 20s earlier. Probes are being pulled. I don't feel like this is part of the attack either. I think this is a afterthought of a worker transfer that became, oh my god, he gets 2 more. And this Immortal is gone.
Oh,
dude.
No.
Robo units and Archons are disappearing just quick enough. Oh, hold position.
The mine burrows as well. Get some more hits onto those Zealots. Everything is so badly hurt on both sides.
Yeah, there's like no energy in these medevacs.
Zoun's army supply is gone now. Maru just completely out-controlled him there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Like, Maru is just dancing around everything Zoun is trying to get done. Now, another Nexus is finishing top left. Let's see. Let's see if he gets that going. He's on 4-base economy, right? He has double robo.
Right.
He can replace some of these disruptors. He's very good with disruptors. Maru has been outplaying him, but maybe, you know, as you're... Oh, God, he scans that board.
Yeah.
He knows something's fishy.
Yeah. It's like, why is he still in this game?
Yeah. Shouldn't he be attacking me or GGing? Oh, okay. Hidden base.
Now, with all that being said, I guess Maru does need to get this 4th base landed over here at 6 o'clock. He really doesn't have a whole lot of to work with. He's basically eked out an insane amount of damage with what he's got.
Dude, he still has so much damage output. Look at this army for Maru. Dodging those disruptor shots. I feel like Zoun
this
needs
is a bad
little
warp
bit of
in here
something
too,
else.
I think. He's going to lose a lot of these zealots. Maybe not. I guess I was wrong.
Well, pulls him back. Charges in now. Pulling him back now into some of these mine hits as well. Oh, God. The disruptor hits. Some of them are good. But does he have enough core army here to keep those disruptors going? It doesn't look like it.
He's doing it. Maru takes that game. GG.
Yeah, and that means that Maru will be advancing here tonight. We'll see exactly in what plays. Unfortunately for Zoun, unable to do it.
Yeah.
So the bottom 2 starting today will end on the bottom as well.
Yeah. So we're going to go to game 2 in a second here. I got to say, man, that was a fun match from start to finish.
That was a good game.
There's a lot of really cool points in there.
The fact that Zoun ended up holding there was really, really nice.
Well, it's funny, too, because, like, we saw all the SCVs get killed off, and Zoun was, like, pretty battered. And, you know, Maru did not have that many SCVs, but it kind of goes to show you, you know, on paper you're at a disadvantage, right? But you can kind of power through that. Through about 6 or 7 really good engages, Zoun just shut down. I'm sorry, Maru just shut Zoun down is what I'm trying to say. And ultimately, Zoun was never able to kind of get, you know, Humpty Dumpty back together again. You know, all the king's horses and all the king's men.
Yeah. All Zoun's disruptors and all Zoun's other disruptors were unable to once again reassemble Humpty.
Yeah, Zoun Dumpty back together again. So Berlingrad for map 2. Is Zoun going to use his timeout? No, he's not.
I like that. I like. There's a lot that can be done with the Humpty Dumpty reference.
I can't quite get anything out right now, but there's definitely
all of MVP's horses and all of Nesty's men couldn't put Zowny together again.
Zoun Dumpty back together again. It has to have Dumpty in it, or it's just not. Well, let's see what happens. You can't recreate game 1. Crazy rush that succeeded into counter surprise. Banshee tech that succeeded.
Yeah.
You know, Protoss in a superior position as time passed, into the all-in, into then an actual nail-biter of a macro game where Protoss is just trying to hang on and resist, but can't do it and is overcome.
Yeah.
That's a special game back there.
It was. Very nice. All right. Blingrad.
You should call it Blingrad?
Blingrad.
Blingrad.
Yeah. That's a great name.
All right, we're going to go to Bling Dumpty for
Bling
map 2.
Dumpty.
Man, the Korean commentators must have a lot to say right now because we are not in this game yet, but it is just now starting to load up. They got their Humpty Dumpty references down.
They really
and that's
do.
why
They came prepared.
Yes, they came prepared.
That's why they're the greatest.
Alpha X, Zoun. Onside Gaming, Maru.
Well, we've got a probe coming out on the map again. Is he going to try to hide a pylon? Or is he just going to try to peek inside? No, he's going to just go right inside there.
Just some light harassment there. It is a double gas from Maru, so he'll be going factory before CC at least anyways. Not a bad choice, probably, right, if Zoun's going to be playing cheesy. was a good game, though. Like, you can see why Zoun, he does do well against Maru, right?
Now, is there any chance we have to have a tiebreaker for anything here?
No,
no
not
matter
anymore.
what, right?
Not
Okay, because
anymore.
Zoun won that, or Maru won that first
I
game.
think
excuse me.
to have, like, tiebreaker matches, first off, everything goes down the row of, like, points and stuff and head-to-head. But for tiebreaker matches, you have to have a 3-way tie for a spot. Because
Okay.
otherwise, head-to-head will always win.
They explained this to us at the start of the season, but
The start of Season 1.
yeah.
We're floundering now, man.
Yeah, now we have no idea what's
How long
going
do you think
on.
I remember things?
We're just going to wait until these overlays and graphics change, and then we know
Listen,
what's really happening.
We're a couple of Etch-a-Sketches, man. If you shake us after you tell us something we don't remember.
Yes, this is true. Now, Probe's been killed off here. Again, it was double gas. Protoss taking a Nexus.
Yeah, good intel, seeing everything that's
Yeah.
going on. Even stole some minerals there at the end. Reaper should be able to pick those up on.
That's right, and just deliver it back.
It's like
They can
just
pick up
disappear.
minerals, but they can't actually mine them. They can only return them.
That would be...
You know how ugly this game would be if you could just drop minerals? It could be some fun stuff, though, I guess, with that.
I'm trying to think. Like, yeah. Like, I guess it would always make sense to steal minerals from various patches. Like, if you're scouting across the map and you go home. You know, like, for instance, in Terran versus Zerg, occasionally you'll do an SCV scout before your Reaper, just in case they pulled first so you don't have to cancel your command center. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
On the way home, pick up some gold minerals? Even if you're being chased or something? No, that wouldn't make sense, though, because you could have gotten home if, in the time.
And that SCV would have given you more value than the minerals it would have brought back on the detour.
Yeah, it's a stupid idea.
We should never have opened our mouths, to be honest.
Well, still better than Grey Goo, but...
Well, now we wait. It is going to be a Twilight Council.
Okay. Should be Blink. Doesn't have to be, though. Does not have to be. But Oracle into Blink, always been a strong build. Viking on the way here. 3 mine drop, moving out.
Comes that Oracle now. Now, we should point out that, like, the way things have set up here, Zoun's in a pretty good spot. I mean, he's mining away. Maru needs this drop to do something. Now, keep in mind, sometimes it's not this drop, but the one after it, or the one even after that ends up doing something. He's going to go right up into the main. He fakes it. He comes back out here. Dude, the juke and the jive is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
And
oh, no.
You are kidding me.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That felt like Zoun almost giving up, to be honest. And also, he's going Glaives, which is not really a thing anyone does against Terran anymore. The last person I saw do it against Terran was Zoun in his defense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Glaives openers.
5 workers killed, man. And he just is good. So this is going to be some ooga booga play right here. He's trying to be that barbarian from earlier on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Adepts cost gas.
He's got his great club out here.
Well. Okay, he gets it, but he does not quite get them back yet. You should still be able to grab it.
All right.
And there's enough Adepts, I think Maru knows what's going on. Now, here's the problem with Adept builds, okay? There was a short period of time where they were considered quite strong. But Adept Phoenix, and this is not even Adept Phoenix, this is like 1 Phoenix plus 7 Adepts. But just the build order in general, all you have to do is sit there until critical mass. And then the Adepts don't do anything. Like, they get completely destroyed.
Okay.
Look, he makes a full wall.
This is
there's
so
a seed
funny.
shank, there's a bunker.
Where's your shade god now?
Yeah. There's just nothing that... Yeah. He's like trying so hard to break through.
This is brutal, man.
It's not doing anything, and it's not going to do anything either. He'll finish that too.
Yeah, and
Because
then it's going to
the
be
Adepts do nothing for him.
Yeah,
He has to make it work.
look at the production tab.
A probe.
It's
He's-
one probe.
He might just GG.
I think he probably will. I would right now.
I'd leave the game, but I don't know about the GG part, Tasteless.
Well, he's leaving now with his 5 Adepts and 1 Phoenix. That's literally all he has if you don't count workers.
Yeah, this is pretty bad for him right now. He does start up Charge, Robo, Nexus, Forge. Okay, so he's getting everything behind it. But again, like if you just kind of mass up, hit your critical mass, you know, just have enough units that the Adepts don't completely shred you. The Adepts can't do much. They can't do much.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why you don't see these units, you know, in a late game army, right? I mean, they're kind of like the Roach where they have this functionality early on, but
they're really strong at the very beginning of the game, and then they're crossed between like the Reaper and the Roach.
Yeah. And now it's going to be the Terran's turn. And this is sort of the tried and true unit comp here for PVT. I mean, he's got the tanks, I would like to have a few more medevacs, but that's coming in a second here.
I like that he's trying to get towards Disruptor. The Adepts could be somewhat useful with the Disruptor. Okay, it tries a little bit of counter harassment, which is, I mean, ideas like that are always good, right? Like you're trying to make your opponent turn around, you're trying to slow him down, anything you can do right now while you get into other tech.
This is really good by Maru. He's just taking out the other pylons. He's basically eliminating any other factors that could cost him the game here.
Disruptor on the way. Disruptor in a dream. Let's see it, Zoun.
Oh, get rickety wrecked.
Oh, man.
Landed Viking, dude. That's when you know he means business.
Yeah.
You ever watch a Viking try to kite? It's pretty funny.
You see a Viking against an Immortal? Oh,
yeah.
my God. Okay, the overcharge is very timely. Here's the Disruptor. No, he needs a sick hit. He only gets like 3 breeds with it. It's not enough. He's buying time with that overcharge for sure. He has 2 more Disruptors being made. If he can hold this, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but the tank should keep getting closer and closer here. I guess if you could get that Robo, that would be ideal. Oh, shut
the
down.
Disable is so sick. Okay, that's an okay Disruptor hit there, too. Going to pick one off. Unfortunate.
Oh, my God. And then lights out on the Robo. There's one more to the left of that, though.
Yeah, even the best Disruptor hit at this point isn't going to be enough, I think.
This is over, man. GG, Maru, 2 O's. Yeah, and survives.
All right, I want to see those final standings. Who actually got first in the group? Is it Maru or is it Hero?
Hero, I think.
It might be. It might be because Maru did get 2-0 tonight. So I think you could be right that Hero actually ended up winning.
A lot of upsets, actually.
Yeah, there were some tonight.
Well, not all upsets, but a decent amount, man.
But our 2 players with COVID that had to play from home end up advancing. So still able to play well enough that they do get through.
A win for the protein spikes.
You know, that obviously that can be a very upsetting thing if you get sick and then fall out of that top 3.
All right, guys, we're going to have a remote interview now with Maru, see how he's feeling as we wrap up Group A.
And in the last match of tonight, it is Maru defeating Zoun in a clean sweep, and he is the overall 2nd place of the Group A. Hello, Maru. Hello. Congratulations on making the round of 6, Maru. How do you feel? You know, honestly speaking, I knew that I had a good chance of making it to the next round, but I was, you know, quite nervous because there is a possibility I may not make it. I mean, the 2 cloaked Banshees were very wonderful to watch, and in the last battle, you were able to come out on top. So it was really fascinating to see you focusing down the Immortals as well, I mean the Disruptors as well. So what kind of things went through your mind in that battle?
제가 좀 불리한 줄 알았는데.
I thought
그래도
I was at a disadvantage.
그러다가 제가 유리한 거 알아가지고.
But then, as the battle progressed, I had a feeling that I had the upper hand.
잘 피하자는 생각을.
And then, my mindset was completely to dodge the disruptor shots as much as possible. And the reason why you may have been more nervous is because you lost to DRG 2-0 previously. So in the match against DRG, are you quite disappointed about the result?
제 출발이 좋았다고 생각했는데.
I mean, on 2000 Hemispheres, I think I had a good start.
수호 형이 너무 잘하셔가지고.
But at the time, DRG played really well. So I was quite disappointed. I could have made it to the round of 4, but I'm really sad I couldn't. I mean, Maru, you too were contacted with COVID-19. So how are you feeling right now?
솔직히 어제까지만 해도 좀 괜찮았는데.
Yesterday I was feeling fine, and today I'm not feeling well at all.
오늘 좀 힘들겠다 싶었는데.
So I knew that today it's not gonna be a hard game for me. So are you saying your symptoms are severe?
기침이 시도 때도 없이 나와가지고.
No, I'm just coughing really frequently, and it's giving me trouble to focus, and that's made me quite difficult to focus today. We hope to recover quickly, Maru. So Maru, now that you make it to round of 6, would you like to say some words to your fans and the viewers at home?
오늘 경기력이 좋지 못했는데.
Today's performance was overall not satisfactory. In the next round, I'm gonna try to deliver a better performance. Maru, we hope to see you achieve the G5L. We will look forward to your next match in the round of 6. Maru, congratulations and thank you. Thank you.
Cool. Right. Not feeling too good today. I think we did see it reflect a little bit, but he did play a great match there against Zoun.
When he needed to buckle down, he did pull through here. So, Hero, Maru, and DRG are advancing. Now, we're not done with the round of 10 yet. On Thursday, now that we're back onto our normal schedule, we'll be closing out Group B, and then we're going to know who has actually survived into the round of 6.
And look at this. We have Protoss, Terran, and Zerg all advancing in this group. Su and Zoun unable to rally enough today, even though I think Su played pretty well. It was good to see. And yeah, Zoun didn't play poorly, but tough match.
Honestly, Zoun getting last in this group is kind of crazy.
A little bit.
I mean, I really thought for sure he advances, but just thought he'd play better than that. So here we've got it. The round of 6 is going to be Maru and DRG. Hero is, given that early access into the round of 4.
Yeah, and real potential for a Protoss champion this season, which would be,
I mean, so.
It's really long overdue at this point. I forget what the stat is, but it's been a very long time. 2017 was the last time, 5 years ago, that we had a Protoss GSL Protoss champion.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Protoss do underperform, at least in GSL. So that would be very welcome. I think with the other players that have already been eliminated, there's a really good shot here for Hero. And who knows, DRG or Maru? I think DRG doesn't have a great chance, but he is kind of getting through this thing day by day.
And our next group, guys, is going to be on Thursday. A Dark, Ragnarok, Bunny, Kier, Creator. We're not 100% confirmed on what's going to be happening with Bunny. He is trapped in Valencia right now because he did get COVID. So it might be a very weird-looking day.
Yeah, let's also keep our eyes out for Creator here. He had a very disastrous performance and was raging. But let's say that Bunny can't get back. Wait, did Bunny and Creator already play? I don't even remember.
Bunny and Creator already played.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
and
that's
Bunny beat Creator, so that's a big issue here.
Yeah.
Creator has hard matches. If Bunny doesn't get to play,
but then again, I guess Bunny gets lots of losses. He gets sunk down to the bottom, right?
Yeah, Bunny's not going to make it if he can't play.
So basically, let's pretend that. I mean, hopefully Bunny can get back, but if he can't, then you would just have to be one of the one player that doesn't get eliminated out of the 4 that are left in the group.
Yeah.
Doable if Creator can maybe 2-0.
Creator, though, would have to play against Dark. Also, Cure, the other guy that's racing him up the bracket, has a match against Bunny.
Okay.
And he has a match against Creator. So Creator would have to beat Dark and Bunny, I think, or Dark and Cure probably to get through. But we'll see.
Not an easy group. I mean, he did get to the finals before. And that's going to be on Thursday, 6:30 p.m., like our normal time, now that we are back on schedule here.
Yeah.
And again, we do not know if we can have an audience yet.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know as soon as we know what's happening with the bunny situation. Sorry that you couldn't come down tonight. If you wanted to come
those of you
down.
who waited outside the studio. That sucks.
That does suck.
That breaks my heart. Hopefully this will be sorted. Check our Twitters for updates on that. That's all the time we have. We love you guys. We'll see you on Thursday for Group B.
#2022 GSL Season 2.